Greetings, fellow Gothamites. It's Bane here.
Hi, nice to meet you. I'm James Gordon.
And welcome.
Hold on.
And tonight, we're here to cover the season finale of season 2, FX's retelling of the Dark Knight mythology, entitled Transference. So join us as we venture into Batman's birthplace.
And explore Gotham.
I'm very upset, James Gordon. I'm very upset because this is an episode of Gotham that heavily features a Bane, and yet Bane is not included.
All right, I'm done. I'm done. Seriously, I'm done. That's the last of it. That's my last Bane voice. How are you, BlueDragonFive?
I'm fine. Let's move on. No, I'm kidding.
I'm fine.
No, I'm kidding. I'm a Clayface version of myself. No, I'm fine. I'm
good. All right. Well, we're fine, BlueDragonFive. But you know what? You know what other podcast has the host doing really funny celebrity imitations?
Tell us all, please. I don't know anything about this.
Okay, let me do this as Bane.
The Movie Machine Podcast. That's right. What happens when you take 12 funny people and improv a movie based on a random story generator really fast? You shall see it at chocolatemedia.net.
And non-Bane voice, folks, that's hotchocolatemedia.net. Movie Machine Podcast. Really awesome stuff. All right, BlueDragonFive.
All right.
So, season finale of Gotham, not as good as the season 1 finale. Not as good as the build-up that we got in the penultimate episode. There's some good stuff here. I got to admit, kind of rewatching the episode, I still don't think it's a great episode. I don't really even think it's a good episode, but there's some solid redeeming scenes. I think there's a couple elements here and there that really make this episode pretty good overall, but it's rough. It's rough, especially for a season finale, especially when there's so many loose ends. I mean, we have 2 people that were stabbed in the hospital, and we don't have any kind of resolution about them. That's just one of the problems I have. So let's dive into this. This is going to be an interesting conversation.
Well, if I can get something out of the way before we
go ahead.
I got to rewatching it. I kind of noticed that I think the episode, like the first 10 minutes of the episode, really it's a huge letdown right at the gate because there are a lot of again, not the worst episode we've seen on Gotham, but there are a lot of issues in this finale.
Yeah. It's not as bad as like the whole episode where Barbara's trying to trick Jim. And
that's the thing. Again, it's like this episode could have been something great, but there's a lot of issues with it.
Right, and overall, it just kind of feels like okay. I mean, let's like.
It's a lot of missed opportunities.
3 now, and I think that's kind of its biggest flaw. You know what I mean? It's like season 3, I'm like, okay, so yeah.
Well, we'll get into that, but I kind of noticed something just to kind of bear in mind before we jump into it. I just want one thing I want to mention. I kind of noticed rewatching it that I think the best stuff is kind of after the first 10 minutes, like another 10 minutes where things are actually that's where things start to get interesting, but then we do nothing with it following that.
All right. So
seriously, it's like this weird, the 20-minute, like the 10-minute gap onwards, like, okay, we got some interesting stuff now.
I hear you.
All right, so let's get started. So we're picking up our awesome ending we had last time, just to kind of quickly recap the left side of the line. So Bullock's calling down the strike force. Bruce Wayne and Lucius Fox are kind of caught in Riddler's trap, just trying to figure their way out. And Fish Mooney is mulling over Powers, Doctor Strange style, looking at her hands. And yes, and Clayface has had his face molded to look like James Gordon, giving us the awesome line, "Hi, nice to meet you. I'm James Gordon."
Oh, God. Seriously, Ben McKenzie is just having an absolute ball in this scene. Like, I am jealous of how much fun Ben McKenzie is having in this episode.
Okay, we'll get into that. Anyway, so speaking of that, we started the episode. So the strike force has been instructed specifically by Bullock. They're now on the outside of the asylum. You know, they're around the gates. They've been instructed. I like they're being instructed over the radio by Bullock to move in on the count of 10. Give them a count of 10. If they don't see Jim, then they're storm the place. Uh-huh. So we see like it's a really well edited scene. Like they're putting like a little device on the gate to blow it up, I guess. And we cut the Bullock's watch. You know, moving. But then We're going to see problem number 1 of the episode, but here's things. So then we see.
I'm conflicted with this Blue Dragon 5. I am so conflicted because it's such good comedy, but it makes Bullock so stupid.
Well, here's the thing. It's not that, Tig. It's the other thing attached to this. There's actually a huge structural problem with this thing.
Okay, tell me.
It really cripples the episode.
Okay.
So we see, we see Jim, Clay Jim. Clayface. We see our Clay Gordon walk out of there. Hey, stop! We're basically saying,
"It's all good, guys. Stand down."
Pretty much saying it's Ben McKenzie again. He's just the way he plays Clay Gordon. It's hilarious. But anyway, so seriously, he's saying, "Hold your fire," and like Bullock said, "Wait, hold your fire," because again, he followed the instructions. Don't count it down. They saw Jim there. He tells him this, Jim. Quotation marks, tells the strike force to stand down, and the main strike force says, "Hey Jimmy, okay, looking kind of hinky." And he's like, "No, I just take me back to GCP." That's the main crux of the thing. Here's the huge structural problem there. So again, remember last episode, the big thing was Alfred comes to tell Bullock, like he told Bruce, if I don't hear from you in an hour, I'm going to tell go down Bullock and tell him to get you, Lucius, and Jim out of the asylum. Now. Okay, when you see Jim, I get that. That's kind of their signal. That's their guy on the inside to kind of know that, okay, he's going to give them a quick signal if anything goes wrong or anything. But remember, Strike Force guys, Bullock, everyone, you're supposed to be rescuing 3 people. Okay?
Yeah.
3 people. Alfred's the one who
That's a problem. That
is a huge, and that's what you can imagine my reactions. We're all amped up, and
it's one thing for Harvey to kind of suspend disbelief with Jim and kind of like, oh, sure, he's got the flu. But yeah, I didn't even think about it. It's like they're basically just like, oh, sure, Bruce Wayne must be fine.
I'm saying that's a huge structural problem. That's a whole half the reason they're going in there.
Right. I honestly didn't even think about that, but you're absolutely spot on.
Like when I was watching the episode, it was like, wait a minute, it's a 3-man rescue job. We had that awesome line from last episode saying, well, I'm a pudgy detective instead of being a pudgy detective and a limping butler. Let's send the strike force in there to do the job. Just anyway, so point is, we're gonna have a lot of Gordon comedy. We're gonna have a lot of Ben McKenzie.
But at the expense of the other characters' intelligence, which is kind of a shame. It's just kind of like you get something good, but then you have to pay for it.
So again, despite Jim's hinky appearance, he's taken back to the GCPD alone.
Oh God. Without Bruce Wayne, yeah.
Again, big. That was like the bad omen of the episode. It was like, oh, that's a huge glaring mistake from the
right off the bat.
In the episode again, this episode is just there's a good episode here, but it's overweighed by tons and tons of big problems.
Mm-hmm.
It's like there's potential in this episode. It's just like it's such a good build up. Anyway, so Gordon's taken back to the GCPD. Alone. Meanwhile, we cut down. We see in the lower levels of the asylum, Jim's unhappy. You're Strange,
get back here, you son of a bitch!
Yeah. Then we see the bomb.
Bomb. All right, that's my last Bane joke. That's my last.
Okay,
one.
but seriously, what's so cool about this bomb is it does look identical to a '60s.
It does.
It looks identical to the bomb Batman was carrying around in the '60s Batman movie. Remember the whole time they just can't get rid of a bomb.
Okay, and I will admit, Blue Dragon 5, the humor that really does work on this episode without sacrificing character or anything is the humor with Lucius and Gordon trying to defuse this thing. I thought that was hysterical. So we'll get there. We'll get there.
Again, there are good moments in this episode.
Right, totally.
Anyway, let's see. So we see at the beginning here, Strange is prepping the bomb. That Peabody's telling him, reminding him, if one monster escapes or gets out, then it's going to be really bad. We're getting in big trouble with our employers, or those monsters are going to wreak havoc on the city.
Gee, I mean, there's no way the monsters are going to escape by the end of the episode, Blue Dragon 5, right? I mean, it's like that. That comes right before the cold open, so it's like there's no way that's going to happen.
All right, so then Strange says, "Okay, look, we're going to deal with Gordon and Bruce Wayne, then we'll bomb the lab." Essentially, that's what he's saying there.
Okay, and now back to Edward Nigma's quiz show.
Now, this was fun. Again, we do have maybe I forget if this is within the. Yeah, it's within the first 10 minutes. You know what I mean? It's sporadic.
Off track for this.
Just sporadically, there are good parts of this episode. Just forget the whole 10 minutes analogy. I guess it's all.
Barbara is one of the best parts, which we'll get to.
I have no words yet. Just we'll get to it. Just oh my God.
Oh God! What
Anyway.
have we come to, Blue Dragon 5? We really like the Adriel episode. Barbara was a highlight here. What the fuck are we?
Dogs and cats living together, mass hysteria.
Oh God!
Woman playing Ghostbusters. Anyway, so.
Well, okay. I don't have the problem with women playing
No,
Ghostbusters. It just
I
looks
don't
like
have
a shitty movie.
I know that's my main problem. Is that that's like that's the apocalypse signs or something. I don't know.
Okay. Anyways.
Okay, anyway.
I feel really bad for James Rolfe, but that's a whole different subject.
Oh
Anyways.
Okay, so on to this.
Yeah.
I feel really bad for Kevin Smith because he's really defending that movie.
Oh, Kevin. Oh, that's adorable in a way.
It's like a little. Imagine a little plush Kevin Smith being like beaten like a pillow by critics.
Oh my god. Okay. Enough of this depressing talk.
Anyway, so Yoga Hoser's worry aside, we have a game of life or death going on with Edward Nigma. Again, Corey Michael Smith there, he's doing a great job playing kind of the quiz show side of Riddler. Again, it's a great mix of the menace of 60s of Frank Gorshin Riddler, but again, it's in a very similar position that the Riddler's in the Arkham games, where he's like a guy in a control room and making fun of you as you're trying to solve his puzzles.
Yeah, right.
Really cool idea. So again, Bruce and Lucius are in the room. They're being quizzed on who and what they know about what's going on in the situation here. So first question: 5 minutes on the clock and only one guess. Get the answer correct, or you die. It's who runs Indian Hill. Considering there's a bomb in the episode, that's also very ominous.
Yes.
Okay. Meanwhile, this is my favorite part of this whole episode here. Is it starts here and it's going to see it really ramp up later on. Oh my god, I love this.
Okay, I will say this. This part of the episode was very good acting on BD Wong's part and everything. It's kind of starting to bother me that they're just making shit up left and right without any explanation for it. It's like we have the fish moody thing with the cuttlefish, and now we just have it's truth serum. It makes you be honest. Yeah, it's the honesty serum. Sure.
Well, no,
why not? Why the fuck not?
Well, look, I kind of buy into the pseudoscience a little more. And I think there is
To me, my problem with it, Blue Dragon 5, is that they're introducing so much of it in like the last 2 or 3 episodes of the season. It just all of this pseudoscience coming in just really feels rushed.
Well, again, they do kind of explain the pseudoscience on Fishman a little bit more later on when he confronts her. That's what I'm saying. I think I'm with you. When they first mentioned honesty serum, I think, wait, don't they mean like sodium pentothal or truth serum? But then here's the explanation, though. It works differently than that stuff.
Right. It's
first of all, I want to point out, I was rewatching it, those are really cool looking comfy chairs that Jim's sitting in. I'm serious, I really love those chairs. I just want to point that out because it's going to go by the wayside if I don't. Anyway, so Jim is being interrogated by Hugo Strange. He injects him with the honesty serum. And the honesty serum, by my estimation, I'm going to gauge you guys, is my 2 cents on the pseudoscience. I figure the way we see it transpire, it's truth serum that lasts longer and it lowers your defenses more. It's like makes you susceptible, allows you to put you in like kind of slowly puts you in a hypnotic state.
Yeah, it's fine. I don't really have a huge problem with it. Like I said, it's just kind of the whole idea of it kind of came out of nowhere, so I'll let it go.
I'm just saying because it kind of won me over just seeing how it acts on him. It acts differently than regular truth serum. That's all I needed for me. So okay, it's not truth serum because that just lasts 30 seconds and you're just like yes or no answers. Anyway, it's like a therapy drug. That's what it was. Like it's Hugo Strange's patented therapy drug essentially. Anyway, so speaking of therapy, again, I love this scene because this whole little thing between these two guys. It's Jim's big analysis for the season here. And again, it's kind of the payoff to his arc this season. I do really like this. That again, I love that we saw with Bruce Wayne. There are some ramifications for Hugo Strange's big conversations with our main characters here. So we're putting Jim in a position where he cannot get out of a conversation here. We're usually just he'll avoid the topic or something like that.
Punch his way out of it.
Certainly, but now he can't do that. He's strapped to a chair. He's been injected with a serum that's going to compel him to kind of be straightforward with the guy. So want to get these really cool visuals again with the Onyx's here. It's like the Jim's perspective. It gets like kind of all foggy and fuzzy, and it's like Hugh Grant's moving his finger. It's like 8 fingers, you know.
Yeah.
Cool visuals. You know, it's like asking, "How do you feel, James?" I love that he's calling him James too. Also formal. I like it. How are you? Again, he's giving him a therapy session. It's awesome. He's saying, "I feel vulnerable, and that's a natural feeling. There's nothing you
can do. Do you understand?"
Yeah. Yeah, and Jim's like, then Strange throws out, "Well, James, what can you do?" I love the way I just love the way he says that. Like, Spragley has fantastic lines. All through
I mean, come on, we praised Strange to death, and yeah, he does have a fantastic delivery.
Yeah, so I like Strange confronting Gordon, who throughout this whole series, essentially, he's always been kind of looking for. He's always thinking of a game plan, like the next step, trying to get people out of jams. He's like, "James, what can you do?" I mean, you know, Gordon's kind of his triumphant spirit, like, you know, we can get out of this, is kind of, in all honesty, it's like, well, no, you literally can't do anything to get out of here. And so basically, this is Strange's way of interrogating, you know, what's the plan here. It says if they don't hear from us by noon, basically the safeguard thing, like, you know, the GCPD will send officers here to break in here and get us if you don't hear by us by noon. And basically, Strange tells him, tells him his doppelgangers checking in.
Nobody's coming, Jim. You can relax.
Oh yeah, I love just Strange like telling Gordon to relax, and again, you know, like Jim's fighting again, even under that drug. Jim's trying to fight it with all he can.
He's very much fighting against it. Yeah.
And just being a longtime fan of the character, I mean, Jim Gordon is the most tense, stressed out guy. The one time you'll ever see him kind of being, relax. You know?
And speaking of Jim Gordon, usually tense and stressed out guy.
It's like, yeah. I don't know where to start. I was so entertained by it. It's such, you never in the history of all the comics have we ever seen Jim Gordon like this.
All right.
But you're right. Just when he says "Harv," I lost it. Harv. It's just Ben McKenzie.
What happened with you, Strange, brother? Dead end.
I'll tell you what. On some nostalgic level, you know what I recognized what this performance reminds me of?
What?
He's playing it like Robo Gadget from Inspector Gadget.
Oh God.
Remember the smiley Matthew Broderick?
Yes.
That's how he's playing it.
I can see it. Yeah.
It's hysterical.
Oh God. Oh no.
But you know, I gotta tell you though, again, I want to point out another flaw of this episode. Again, it's not like Jim Gordon stuff. Again, it's hilarious, but again, makes no sense whatsoever.
It makes no sense, and it makes Bullock look like a total idiot, which is a real shame because we've been building up Bullock to be like super competent and like.
Now look, in Bullock's defense,
GCPD,
no, to be fair, Bullock knows that something's up, and it's taken. They're stretching out way too long, but you can tell the way he's playing it. Bullock is on to him though, so we have to give him points on that level.
Yeah, that's true. He doesn't know exactly what's going on, but he's like, this is
like he remember he's trying to sweat him through the episode. He's trying to say, okay, there's something's off. He doesn't anticipate what's going on. That's really out there. But regardless, so I also want to in connection that the negative side of the Jim Gordon comedy we're getting this episode is that it's taking everyone way too long to figure out, which makes them look stupid.
Of course.
But the other thing, again, the thing I've been saying since the last episode is really apparent here. They didn't outline anything. You think Enigma would have given them pointers like, here's a list of people Jim Gordon knows and what we do know that he knows about.
Yeah, the guy's just kind of making it all up on the spot. Yeah, I mean, I think the only explanation we have for that is they just didn't have a lot of time. You know, all of this shit was kind of hitting the fan. So I'm
just saying, like, you don't know if Enigma or Strange coached him because it looks like, here's what it reads as in this scene. The last thing I'll say about it is just to point out there because it's throughout the whole episode. So it looks like Enigma or Strange only told him that, again, Strange has met Bullock, so he only knows the first name of the guy. So Harvey, he's going to be the guy, the first guy to reach out to you. Harv!
Right.
Because that's the in this episode, that's the only piece of information Basil Carlo, Clayface here, walks into knowing. He only knows this guy's name. That's all he knows. He guesses the rest of he improvises. So he give points to Basil Carlo. He improvises like that.
He's a good actor, man. What can I say?
He's a good actor, but he's a very ill-prepared actor. That's the thing.
Yeah.
And again,
You do good on Whose Line Is It Anyways?
Again, that's the last thing I want to say about the kind of the acting. We'll just enjoy the comedy going forward. I just want to mention yet another gripe I have just with the whole Basil Carlo thing. Again, strange. He just tells him he's a good performer, and that does not instantly make him a good performer.
Yeah.
That's why, again, he has no preparation. There's nothing about the guy. He's just guessing. He's just having the time of his life. It's like his interpretation of Gordon is exactly like season 1 Bullock. That's his interpretation of Gordon.
Okay.
You know? Anyway, let's see. So let's see. Any particular big belly laughs in this scene?
Oh, let me see.
Dead end.
Well,
He's
Harvey's like, yeah, he's connected. So are all my mechanics. Everyone's connected.
That's
yeah,
a good
but
one.
people we can't cross, Harvey. Trust me, you don't want to know.
Again, I gotta tell you though, just that line again. That for me is like the big nail in the head. I mean, Jim Gordon, of all people, especially Harvey Bullock, the one guy who knows the best, saying, "Hey, listen, someone's connected and they're involved in corruption. We should not look into this any further."
Right.
But come on, that's textbook Jim Gordon would not let that slide. I wouldn't let it stop him. And Bullock of all people would know this.
Given the context of all the conversations and how desperately he wants to bring down Strange, it's like he's just so nonchalant with the whole situation.
It's like, look, I mean, if it were me, I know right from the get-go, okay, that's not Jim Gordon. It's like, yeah, who are you? What have you done? I'll give him the harv. Maybe Jim Gordon's having an excellent day for a change. I'll give him the harv. But the minute he says the thing, like, he's connected. He's connected. Just don't worry about it. He's connected.
You don't want to know, Harv. Trust me, you don't want to know.
It's like he's playing him like Robo Gadget meets Beetlejuice. That's what he's playing him like.
Oh god.
Anyway, so then we get the flu rationale saying, "Hey Jim, you feeling okay? You're moving like." Remember, Bullock has an awesome line. He's like a bag full of fish or something.
Mm-hmm. Like a sack of fish.
Like a sack of fish. Got the flu.
Well, I'm steering clear of you, brother, because I'm getting laid this weekend. Fingers crossed.
Oh god! And then again, maybe. I remember Bullock's getting around this season. He's
he has.
Again, poor Scotty. Why can't he just beg for Scott? I don't know. But we can just get that Gordon smile is all over this episode. Remember the rare Gordon smile? This happy-go-lucky Jim Gordon. He's like smiling left and right. It's hysterical.
All right.
Anyway, so Bruce and Lucius.
So Enigma saying he's got 60 seconds left. Let's see. They're saying Wayne Enterprises runs Indian Hill because Hugo Strange can't be Hugo Strange because that's too obvious.
Man, I love this. This is textbook Batman kind of figuring, okay, it's not the obvious answer. It's got to be something a little more there. It's pointing out the Lucius Fox. He's no slouch. The guy's smart.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, so after that, we get oh my god! I wonder if you have the music for this or anything sounding like it. I love it.
The best I can do is
all right. So basically,
fanfare.
Well, the fanfare is actually perfect. We need the
okay.
So get ready for it. It's just Bruce Wayne says it's Wayne Enterprises. And a moment of pause goes by. Enigma plays something. He actually plays game show music with it. Correct.
Right.
It's like, it's such
got his own theme music. I wonder if he just he uses audio. He probably just edited that together real quick. He's like, oh, you know what, guys? Let me just put together like some sound clips for a game show. It'll be real fun.
I just love that the Riddler's ego is just having a blast this episode. You know, he's like going to the classic Riddler, all the theatricality and everything this episode. He didn't need to do any of that. He just needed to be intimidating over the thing, saying, answer my questions. But no, he's going to be all theatrical. I'm going to make it a game. I'm going to see if they can figure their way out of this. I'm still going to kill him either way, but let's figure it out.
Right.
You know, it's just, and then there's, okay, one more question. Remember, life or death. Who runs Wayne Enterprises?
Oh, yeah.
Oh boy! And again, our guys don't know about the Corvallis yet, so they have no idea.
Okay, so Fish is kind of trying to reach out for Peabody, literally not reach out hey, I want to be your friend, but again, trying to reach for her arm to do the mind control thing or whatever the fuck it is. But
another problem, if there was a tally with all the logic problems in this episode, I mean that's the thing. There's a good episode here, but there's tons and tons of bad writing.
Yeah.
There's huge food slots. One, really huge food slot. Secondly, can be opened from the other side. And again, Peabody's not looking down.
No,
she's not saying. She's not turning around and playing all this tension like she's gonna grab the lab coat or something. It's just very bad security on Arkham side. Yeah, I know it's the worst secure facility ever, but still, come on. Like again, if someone had a shiv or something, they usually you sort of just grab a hand and bite it or something. I don't know. It's,
right. Yeah,
anyway, so what's going on here? We get an awesome moment, Miss Peabody here.
You think?
This is it's the moment thing. Yeah, Miss Peabody has a wait. Is this the? Yeah, it's here.
Okay, so so Peabody calls Fish number 13, like, mind yourself, number 13. Then Fish, she's like, your mama may be number 13, but I'm a human being. Fish Mooney. Bitch. God, I really like the way that sounds.
I hate that they're doing the Jesse. I don't want them to make them into like a Jesse Pinkmanism. You know, it's like again, you had an awesome comeback line. Leave it at that. Don't bring it back.
I hear you.
It's not as good as King of Gotham. King of Gotham's fun. Mm-hmm. Anyway, so after that, I think Miss Peabody, she has a great thing. She says, "Your name is number. What was it? Number 13 patient.
That's case number 13.
Yes, your name is that, and I'm." My name, I'm Miss Peabody, and you best not talk about my mama.
Oh yeah.
I love how serious she is. I mean,
she is.
That's it. Again, I love that she respects her mother like that. It's like, I mean, that's cool. I mean, she stands up to Fish Mooney too. I mean, again,
hell yeah.
Like our Nurse Ratched type, she doesn't know what Fish Mooney's capable of. So it's just kind of a little tough talking about that. And again, I love that Fish Mooney kind of respects. Like, okay, she respects her mama. I get it. Again, I think Mooney on some level respects her a little bit for that. That's why she's nicer to her later on.
Yeah.
Anyway, so then Fish offers an apology. Again, maybe a bit of a genuine apology there. Don't get me wrong, she still intends on using her, but still, a bit of an apology. We see that more hand tension.
Oh yeah.
Then, I'll tell you, Peabody has some good lines here. She says, you're basically you're a page in history, saying you're basically saying she's a valuable experiment. That's Fish Mooney just went on saying, I'm sorry, I hate being cooped up here. I want to be free. I hate being cooped up. And she's, you're a piece of history right now. Seclusion may be regrettable, but is inevitable.
Yeah. Then Fish Mooney, this is one of the good things about the Fish Mooney storyline is that they are kind of drawing from the Dollmaker stuff, where she's like, oh, all you mad scientist types say the same kind of thing. I've been down this road.
You mess with the wrong woman.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, meanwhile, yes. Oh, this bit. Okay. So, you notice I'm not full of dread yet. And
I do notice that, yeah.
Surprisingly, in this part, and in these parts, I'm not going to be this episode. I'm actually, okay.
Okay, cool. I'm proud of you, man. I'm proud of you.
So, take us through it.
Okay, so Babs and Penguin are doing a little bit of interior decorating.
Gilzean just sitting at the table, just kind of watching and
twiddling his thumbs. Just
he's so weirded out by what they're decorating with. It's like, this is weird. Remember,
what are they decorating with?
So again, I love we love the mundane. I just love the little mundanity of Gilzean just not knowing what to do. He's not crazy about. He's always on edge with Barbara. He's given how crazy she's been.
And I'd also like to know exactly how this situation came about. Did they just run into Barbara on the street and Penguin's like, Barbara, I'm looking for someone to help with interior decorating?
Well, you know what? It might be. I have a theory, which I'll get to in 1 second here. Okay, let me throw it at you. Maybe it's just out of guilt over Tabitha. He's letting Barbara back in. Maybe that's good.
I could see that. Fair enough.
It's like I kicked her out. It was like her pet dog. I gotta let her back.
All right.
Anyway, though, so again, I'll be a little more civil to Barbara this episode because again, she's okay. Again, it's amazing. I don't know what that sounds like. Just saying, Barbara, she's okay.
She's okay. She's fine.
Yeah, not good, not great. She's okay.
Yeah, she's fine.
Anyway, so Penguin's trying to decorate his new mansion. He's cleaned it up considerably since we saw it last, and he's trying to display a new piece of art here, kind of a new centerpiece. And Barbara gives her a design input here. Here's kind of her interior decorating advice here on the arrangement of Grace's decomposed, disembodied head.
Oh, God.
And Grace, Penguin's evil stepmother from the Cinderella portion of our season.
Mm-hmm.
Again, when you say it now, it sounds insane. I know, but just
I know. Yeah, right.
but again, it's kind of funny though. Because that's why they kept that body as to remind us. Oh yeah, it's just like another creepy thing. And Gilsing's looking at like, oh my god, who would display such a thing? And Barbara's like completely cool with this. Oh my god, it's so creepy. Like,
You know what? I must admit that her interior decorating tip actually works. It's like, yeah, you don't want to, for something that strong, putting it right on display in the center of the table, it's going to cause, it's going to cause too much attention. Just kind of put it off to the side, have it be a think piece.
And I love just Butch is like you can sense Butch's discomfort. He's like looking at her like an eye chart. Like, I don't know what's going on. This is weird. But Penguin, he's absolutely delighted with her. And I tell you, Tiki, it's like this thing we never considered before. It's when she's paired with the Penguin, it makes a lot more sense.
Yeah, they're good together.
I mean, I got to tell you though, when you think about the Penguin and then the history of the comics, not just comics. I just mean the history of what I've known about the Penguin. I mean, in the animated series, he had female henchmen and henchwomen.
Oh,
I got to tell you, I think Barbara's a better fit with the Penguin than we've ever seen anyone before. I mean, I'm a little worried. I'm saying so far she works okay with them. I wouldn't mind seeing her still working with the Penguin. Things are going great with them.
Okay.
Anyway, so Penguin's he's very delighted by her. Like, oh, he's just saying she's great and everything. Oh, your design. He's loving her decorating tips. I knew you'd be useful. And he's basically saying she's being very useful, and that she is. She's being useful in the scene, so she's okay.
The Butch is just passing off. He's like, interior design ain't my thing.
Again, he's not like writing off saying you guys are crazy. It's like, it's not my thing. It's a nice little scene, and Barbara doesn't kill it. It's amazing. I literally wrote in my notes, and you're gonna laugh at this. I wrote, Babs, okay, and I wrote a little smiley face, like a little eyebrow above it, and like a little smirk of like, okay, she's okay.
Yeah, okay, cool. Okay, so there's a news report about Hugo Strange and Penguin. I don't know. I found this part of the episode to be a little bit forced, BlueDragonFive.
What, the specific news report or Penguin's reaction?
Just in general, Penguin being like, oh, let's go kill Hugo Strange now.
Well, remember, he does have a grudge against Strange, and so far everyone's had a grudge
I realize that, but like, why is it in this particular moment that he decides to go? Is it just because shit's hitting the fan for Strange?
Yeah, he hears like Strange is vulnerable right now. That's why.
All right, fair enough.
And the other thing, though, just in particular, I'm just going to speculate why Gilzine's hanging around the Penguin, why he's going to be on board for things later on. I'm guessing because Strange is the one that brought her brother back from the dead, so I'm going to assume that's why he's still in it for revenge.
Oh,
that's my guess. Otherwise, I can't really think. I guess Butch and Penguin are on good terms now, if not that.
It would seem so, yeah.
It's either that, but I got to tell you, I'm thinking so far until we see it in season 3. I'm going to guess it's like the last bit of revenge to tend to. That's what my guess is. Anyway, see, meanwhile,
I love Penguin's delivery here, though. He's just like, Hugo Strange.
Meanwhile,
he draws out the Hugo, and then the Strange is just very sudden. Anyways, yeah, go ahead.
Hugo Strange. Anyway, so oh my god, I love this scene so much.
Okay.
Basically, we're getting into Jim's past, which again, a thing of the show we really need to get into. We need to get inside Gordon's head, get to know the guy a little bit. Right. We finally get a chance to do that with Hugo Strange. Again, the magic of B.D. Wong, folks. I mean, the B.D. Wong in this season is giving us, as in the grand scheme, giving us an episode where Barbara's okay. It's an age of miracles.
Well, you see, BlueDragonFive, I actually am magical, just like Alex Romero.
Yeah. Anyway, so we get into Gordon's past here, and Strange is hitting with some rapid fire questions here, and just like, answer me the first thought that comes to your mind. Who did you love more, your mother or your father? And, it's revealed that Gordon loved his mother more, and he resented his father. Again, not really sure he liked his father, but just given the choice between the two, he's given the deep-seated reasons why. Again, he's really unfiltered.
Resented his father's strength, which makes sense.
Yeah, resented his father. Again, kind of an Oedipal complex,
Yeah, totally.
He wants to supersede the father. Anyway, he resented his father's strength, and he feels guilty. Important thing with Gordon, he feels guilty a lot. He feels guilty for imagining, and if you feel guilty for your father's death, but why your father died in a car crash? Well, I imagine he was gone, and then he was. And again, a lot of guilt on Gordon there. That's a good level I never thought of. Gordon feeling intimidated by his father. That's an interesting level.
Mm-hmm.
He's saying, "Is it true you lost a child?" Or something. The minute he said, like, "Oh no," yes, and it's getting really closer and closer now, saying you feel guilty, you blame yourself. Basically, Gordon blames himself for that. He feels guilty over losing the baby. And do you love Dr. Tompkins? He loves Lee and he wants to be with her. Says, why aren't you with her? Again, Strange is asking very logical questions. Again, it's putting Gordon's
It's a pretty damn legit therapy session, I must say.
I know, I'm loving it. I mean, Dr. Edwards and Hugo Strange, they really should kind of like have lunch together or something.
Edwards and Strange, therapist at law.
Edwards and Strange. Therapy buddies all for life.
I don't know why they're therapists at law specifically, but hey, it rolls out the tongue. But anyways.
Anyway, so what was I getting at here? All right. So again, Strange is putting Gordon's arc this whole season into perspective. Again, so that is an element that was really kind of built upon in the first episode. It's kind of putting everything into perspective. We're rounding out our stories in a good way in the first part of the last episode.
Right.
And here it's kind of the only connecting thing we have to that in this episode. It's again, all of Gordon's kind of mistakes this season, Strange is literally spelling out for him here, but in an entertaining way. He's saying, well, why not? Why didn't you go with this woman if you love her? Again, Gordon's spelling out the reasons, but he feels guilty and he loves Lee. And he says he didn't want to put her, he's put her through enough. And then this moment, oh my God, this moment's beautiful. Strange says, relax, Jim. Imagine I am God. Imagine I'm God.
Can I take this?
Oh, please, take it.
Okay. Imagine that I am God, all powerful. I am God, and I absolve you of guilt. I put that guilt on you, and now I take it away. He lightly taps Jim on the shoulder.
Oh, yeah, I love the light tap.
It's gone. Your burdens are gone. And then he just gives like a good that would make the evil cockroach from Family Guy proud.
How do you feel?
Good.
How do you feel? Better. Again, it's so intimidating and so again it's a.
But at the same time, it's like legitimately helpful therapy, which is the funniest part about it.
Yeah, but I love it. Again, it's also a bit of Hugo Strange in the scene here where he's again making himself God to his patients.
Oh yeah.
Again, it's very much like Rivero in that case. He always has a God complex. It's like a God or a father complex. He always wants to be the man in charge.
I think with Strange, I think it's even more just the father complex. That's definitely something I've been picking up
and
on.
with Thomas Wayne, a lot of that factored in there.
Sure. Yeah. Exactly.
So then, so again, it's such an interesting idea. So he's kind of Gordon, and the reason I love that whole little God moment there, and what that God moment, in addition to just sounding cool, what it really epitomizes.
The only reason I was fine with it, but just as the person who goes to therapy myself, I was just like, God damn it, I wish therapy was that easy. Because look, I actually have a lot of guilt issues myself. I blame myself for a lot of the shit I've done, and it's bad. And it's like, if someone could just like touch me on the shoulder and be like, I'm God, Tiki, your guilt is over now, you have no guilt now, I'd be like, that's great. Like literally all my character flaws are gone now. Thank you.
Anyways, remember, it's not for permanent results. It's just he's directly trying to get one thing out.
I understand. I'm just trying to relate it to you from my own therapy perspective, but it's all good.
Anyway, so again, what I really love about this, aside from just the awesomeness of just the God using it, but I really love what he's doing here and what it relates to Gordon's arc here, where it's that it's taking away the guilt that he feels just for a moment. It's putting things in perspective, saying it's like you felt, again, remember from the get-go of the season, Gordon has done a bad act and he feels so guilty about it. He's kind of landlocked to the sea where he can't get a happy ending with Lee, where he has to justify his bad actions. He has to justify the guilt he has, and that guilt will never go away. But here's an opportunity now, way back at the end. That was set up way in the beginning of the season.
Yeah.
Now at the very end here, we have him saying, well, look, take that guilt. Take that guilt off your mind here. Remove that guilt. Imagine you're in a world where you don't have that guilt. What would you do? Essentially,
it's very much kind of like Zen meditation. You know what I mean? It's very much kind of the same idea.
And again, it's opening Gordon's eyes here in a way. Basically, that's the main purpose. Again, it's serving Hugo's needs, but at the same time, it's opening Gordon's eyes to the mistakes he's made this season. Your mistakes, they don't have to be carved in stone. You can fix them.
Right. I hear you.
Anyways, let's see. So he questions what he knows. Just I know you're making monsters. You're going to sell them to the military. Oh, I'm making more than monsters. And, so basically, he doesn't. What we get from this is that Gordon, as we expect, does not know about the Court of Owls. The only letdown in this scene, believe me, I love this scene, I still do, is that it's two things. One, like in the promo where they have pieces, this specific scene, this specific bit in there. I was so looking forward to like Strange giving him the story of the Court of Owls.
Yeah, but you gotta have some kind of something for Gordon to go after in season 3.
Exactly. I mean, it's fine. I'm just saying that's what my anticipation was from the promo of that little clip.
And I love the payoff of the Court of Owls thing from the Bruce Wayne storyline point of view, especially Alfred's reaction. It's priceless.
Yeah. That's gonna be great. But anyway, and also I wish they kind of call him just the court, but it's fine. Just the Secret Council. It's okay. That's a temporary name.
I'm sure once we get more information on him, the actual name, the Court of Owls, will come out. I'm sure.
Or just the court. Just the court for sure, because that's usually what they go by. Anyway, I do love the way he tells Tiki Brigaleman now BD Wong delivers the line. So you don't know about the...
Can you be more specific? You don't... So you've never heard of a secret council? Excellent.
Of a secret council.
Of a secret council. That's what I needed to know.
Again, he's like so happy, like, oh, so pleasant, excellent.
Right. And then Gordon, he's like so genuinely curious. He's like, Professor Strange, what you said about Lee? Should I have gone after her?
Dude, it's like a side of Gordon we rarely see. It's like he's not encumbered by like motivations of like I need to serve purpose of justice here. I'm finding out because I want revenge. I want something. It's just like genuinely, he's not really fighting for anything in this scene. He just wants to know desperately for his own emotional support here. Like Professor Strange, like kind of a question in party. And a lot of friendly strangers to him at this point after their therapy session. He said, yes, James. He sounds so pleasant, sounds so friendly.
Oh, no doubt. Guilt has sacrificed your heart to your conscience. Guilt is useless. Love, Jim. Love is our guide.
Oh, yeah. And again, it's like the whole thing of like, you've sacrificed, you sacrificed so much, your heart and conscience, which again, first episode, we saw he sacrificed what was right in his heart and what his conscience would be telling him what is right or what is wrong. He went against that, and it's given him more and more guilt. It's not absolving him of any guilt. The thing is, like, you cut past it. Remember what you're doing these things for love. Basic emotions like love. Don't lose that sort of thing. It's essentially being communicated. They're really nice. Then the time is up.
Oh, yeah. In the spirit of being fair and honest with you, Jim, I have to say I've been lying to you about you having a future. You see, you only have a few hours.
Okay. Also, something that might be important in season 3. The only clue Gordon knows about the Court of Owls is that they're rich. So it's like he poses that, I don't know, are they rich? He says, oh, I imagine they are.
Right.
There's one point that might be important going forward. Because again, that's kind of their high society members. That's the main thing about the Court of Owls. They're high society. Sure. Anyway, let's see. So Enigma. Okay, so Enigma has 30 seconds left. And Bruce and Lucius are kind of talking to each other. I love just kind of them figuring this out. They don't know the answer obviously because they don't know about the Court of Owls yet. Lucius Fox saying, "Well, look, it's the board of directors." Well, no, it's not the board of directors. And Bruce knows, and again, I love this. Bruce's kind of Batman-esque intuition knows that no, it's not. It's not that. It's too simple. And there's something we don't know who it is, but we know it's higher than the board of directors. It's again, he says secret. I like that on some level. It's like secret, not secret council. It's like it's a secret something.
Yeah.
Not so many words. Just he's saying it's a secret something, Lucius. Anyways, then Lucius just goes, okay, well, 30 seconds are up. And then Bruce's like, give us more time. And he says, 5 seconds. It's the board of directors. And then we get the incorrect. I just love that he has fitting music. Just Enigma has fitting music. It's awesome.
I call it the whammy music.
Anyways, and then there's this great bit where I love this too. Enigma is acting like he knows all the answers, but really he doesn't know who his counsel
No, he
is.
doesn't.
And I love that he plays again. He's still his ego is so Riddler-esque at this point, just saying, and the answer was. And he plays a little stag. Oh boy. Yowza, yowza, yowza. Death by poison gas.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I gotta tell you, there's a really, again, moments like this.
I know exactly what you're talking about. The moment where Lucius just instantly turns to Bruce and goes to embrace him.
Well, he shakes his hand. How awesome is that?
Right. Yeah, I'm like, oh, that's so cool. That's like totally Lucius and Bruce in that movie.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's such a, again, this.
No, I agree with you. I totally picked up on that same gesture for sure.
It's like Lucius Fox. This guy, we love Lucius Fox in this show. He's great.
I think Lucius, especially throughout these last 2 episodes, has really proved his worth on this show.
Again, it's like Lucius Fox. He hasn't shown up a lot in the 2 seasons, but when he's shown up, he's always been really on the money. He's been really great. Because remember, even in the first episode, he kind of was on Enigma from the get-go. He was that smart.
Right, yeah.
But anyways, I love that bit. Lucius Fox is so respectful. Again, on some level, there's always kind of a business thing between the two of them, because he just figures, Bruce Wayne, he's son of Thomas Wayne. He's pretty much Wayne Enterprises is his baby. And it's just kind of like that respectful kind of business-like kind of handshake, like, well, Bruce, this looks like it's going to be the end. I just want to know it's been a privilege, but not in so many words, with a handshake, It's like respectful kind of gesture. That's so nice. Anyway, so again, just all the Riddler stuff in this episode has been great, as well as kind of our Hugo Strange, Jim Gordon stuff. I'm going to have issues with Hugo Strange later on. We'll get there.
Yeah, I know what those are, but yeah.
Anyway, let's see. So again, they're shaking hands, goodbye bit, really nice. And Enigma's just laughing his head off like Frank Gorshin. I love he's doing like a Frank Gorshin on the
exactly.
He's like so happy. And then we just get it's so traumatic the way they shot this too. Like then they embrace a little bit there as they can they're kind of there now. The gas is filling the room, it's filling their lungs, and they're now kind of on the ground. Again, Lucius is trying to provide as much cover as he can for Bruce, but again, that's
right.
But anyway, like Bruce Wayne kind of suffocating to death almost. It's really dark to see him kind of like motionless on the ground.
Oh. And we see kind of like a little fantasy scene with him. We see him drowning, and then the parents' murder again. BlueDragonFive, did you know that pearls were involved in the murder of Bruce Wayne's parents?
I didn't know Steve.
Did you know that?
Crossover.
Like that, because when I saw the pearls, I was like, "Oh my god, I've never seen." I'm sorry, I'm just being mean at this point.
Well, yeah, didn't you see like an army of pearls with swords extended and kill his parents?
Okay.
And then they sang a song about it and say, "Where's Rose?" Anyway.
Oh jeez.
No, but seriously, your pearl mocking aside.
The shot I do really like in this fantasy sequence, though, is him. That shot we got earlier in the season of him jumping across the rooftop, and then it cuts like the background is cut against this really dramatic, like hyper red sky. It reminds me of something out of 300 or something like that. And
all the quick clips we saw was like basically is Bruce reflecting on his training, the death of his parents, and the progress he's made. With the progress, you're right, it ends on the awesome roof jump. It's really cool. They intercut 2 roof jumps. The first one from the first season.
Yeah, you're right.
It ended on the one we saw this season, just showing how far he's come, and then the red thing. And what did you think of? Like, I like it that Enigma like sold it like it was gonna be poison gas, because you assume it just was knockout gas, right?
Yeah, that's what I assumed. I mean, it was a clever plot. Like I said, we've already established, this is kind of a running theme here. It definitely kind of felt like dark 60s Batman.
I'm going off the assumption that on some level, Hugo Strange hopes that if everything goes well, he might be able to spare Bruce Wayne, unless the council says to kill him, which we know they do.
Right.
I'm going to assume that's why. It's not just poison gas, because if they're going to kill him, why not kill him there? But I mean, I'm assuming Hugo Strange really still does not want to kill Bruce Wayne unless he absolutely has to.
Yeah, I think you're right on.
Anyway, let's see. So again, Bruce and Lucius, they awaken.
Wow, that was unpleasant.
I love this. They're asking Jim, "Hey, are we alive?" He's like, "Yeah, it looked like there was going to be curtains for it."
It did. And like I said, I kind of have down in my notes, it's like, oh, is this where Alfred's going to take over on the show? I need to avenge Master Bruce. First Thomas and Martha, and now Master B. Something needs to be done about this town.
Then Bullock shaves off all his facial hair, just has a mustache. He looks into the camera.
Oh, we'll get to Bullock shaving off his facial hair in the spec. We'll get to that.
He says, "I'm Jim Gordon."
Oh God! Oh God! Oh no! Oh no! Really? Really?
See, here's the thing. We know Bullock has the eyeglasses. And
Oh,
he just changed
no.
the beard into a mustache, and he looks in the
Yes.
camera dramatically, like kind of like imagine like Batman with his cape flowing. That
And I
shot.
can just picture Donald Logue just delivering that like over the top, like, "I'm Jim Gordon." Oh god. Oh, that's too perfect. Oh god.
And then we have Alfred Batman, but Alfred Batman, instead of having the bat ears, what he does, he has A's, but in silhouette they look like bat ears.
Okay.
Like two
Okay.
kind of Captain America style A's on the sides of his head.
Oh
Like
god.
that.
Oh god.
And here's the thing, he can throw them like razor blades. Like all the
Yes,
batarangs
that's
are in the
awesome.
shapes of A's.
Okay, season 5, folks. Season 5. Mark it down.
Yeah, season 4. It's like Bates Motel. There's gonna be a dramatic.
Yeah, exactly.
There's gonna be a dramatic loss of some kind, and regaling from that, you're gonna have the return in a way you've never seen before. Anyway, so so basically, Jim's
I mean, they
revealing.
can still have the actor on the show because we're getting 2 Bruces next season, so it's all good.
Yeah, we'll get to that. I'll blow your mind what that might be.
Oh god. Oh god. Okay.
Anyway, so let's see. So they, Jim's telling him that he was drugged by Strange, and this is great. Again, this is good character progression on Jim here. Jim has a lot of clarity now since he's kind of been mulling things over since his conversation with Strange. Again, there is a good aftermath with Hugo Strange's conversations. This was such a good moment, Tiki. He apologizes to Bruce, and it really takes Bruce aback. Really nice acting on both fronts here, where he's apologizing for Bruce. I never should have made that promise. The promise I made to you, I shouldn't have. I was arrogant and naive. I was just trying to do the right thing, and I'm sorry. And
What a fool I've been.
and again,
Yeah.
seriously, that's a good progression on Gordon. Because again, from the get-go of the show, it's like he makes a really optimistic promise, and again, in looking for Bruce's parents' killers, Gordon hasn't really found the culprit. In all this time, it's always been he's led to that. Don't get me wrong, Gordon sparked it, but again, it's just led to more and more trouble. It's gotten them into hotter water. And he feels really bad about it. Again, this is an idea that I think they're going to go with next season, perhaps, is that Jim is trying to do what Hugo Strange is, trying to absolve himself of his guilt by kind of making amends here. And that's what he's doing here with Bruce. He feels guilty about not finding the Wayne killer and getting Bruce in all this mess, incidentally or not. And he's apologizing. Later on, he's going to see what he's going to do in regards to Lee. So again, it's really good. Gordon's coming around here.
Then to add some comic levity, though, Lucius is just like, man, what kind of drugs did they give you?
I wonder if that's somewhat of a barb of the show for not getting Gordon's head enough. I wonder.
I don't know.
I'm saying, but the point is, I love that they're attending that. Again, it's doing what I've been wanting to do from the get-go, getting Gordon's head a little bit.
Right.
Anyway, sorry. Going forward here. So after the hilarious drug line from Lucius.
Okay, so we have Penguin or Riddler's trying to be really chummy with Strange.
Oh God, it's great. Again, there's a lot of good in the middle chunk of this episode. That's why I'm saying, like the middle chunk. There's a lot of good stuff.
Right. So between you and me, who really did run Wayne Enterprises? Oh, Ed, I could tell you, but then I'd have to lobotomize you. I gotcha.
Strange doesn't respond because he's absolutely serious.
Oh yeah.
Again, I love that enigma. Again, being the Riddler, he has to know the little answer. He's going to drive him nuts. So I'm thinking next season he might be on the path of finding out who runs Gotham.
That could be a good story.
Because I suspect that
does he know exactly what happens with the Riddler? Like, is he out of Arkham now?
No, he's still in there, but
okay.
I'll complain about that later. We'll get there.
Okay.
Anyway.
So Riddler is asking for a more permanent position. And, this is great from Strange. He's like, oh, Ed, you would make a wonderful addition to the staff. If only you were sane. Us arrogant physicians have a lot to learn from a madman like you. Then the orderlies come in and jump him. No, but not that much.
Hugo Strange is awesome. Again, moments later is making really. It makes it really out of character what he does later on in the episode. Like he's so on the money in this episode so far. Like he's been the whole season. So on the money. So great.
Yeah, it's a shame with that last little action he does, but oh well.
Yeah, his last couple things, and basically the third act, he's out of character.
He is.
Okay, let's see. So after Enigma's locking this up, please let me out. I can I'm not one of these crazies. Let's see what's going on next.
We got Strange with Madam.
Oh, the Madam Councilwoman, yes.
Yeah.
So he's informing the Strange being very pleasant over the
Oh yeah.
essentially.
They know nothing. They have none of the truth.
Yes, this great line, Tiki. Please, I want you to say nothing but mundanities. Please say.
Oh, okay.
They know nothing but mundanities.
They know nothing but mundanities.
I know, it's so great. It's like, one, we love mundanities here, but secondly, I love the way he phrases these. Because again, on some level, there's a great thing to read into in the scene. Because again, on some level, he really wants them to be okay. Strange, we trust you, which means he can keep Bruce Wayne alive, which he wants to do.
But the Madam's really scolding him here. She's really letting him have it. She's like, kill them all and continue the evacuation. Releasing Galavan was a grave error.
There's a really
no other patients will see the light of day.
There's a really cool bit because she looks off to the side there and you hear the Court of Owls making a ruling. It's really, you hear like the gavel and the thing.
Yeah. But then Hugo Strange, again, just being fake as fuck, but just like, oh, madam, I understand. Oh, shit, I'm so screwed.
Absolutely. Importantly, huge thing for this episode and going forward, the council, this is a huge thing going in Season 3. Councilwoman here, she makes it explicitly clear that her and the Court of Owls, they feel that, because of the Galavan error, one of your patients getting out, that must never happen. Your patients will not, from this point forward, will not see the light of day, or there will be consequences. Mm-hmm. I understand, madam. And I love the bit here again. Here's another failing of the episode, Tiki. Again, there's a great subtlety here that BD Wong conveys, but they really do nothing with it. Again, you can see the sadness on Hugo Strange in the scene. I think on some level, because it was so well set up in the previous episode, they really should have showed that, again, he wanted to keep Bruce Wayne alive, but none of that. They don't do anything with that. There's no bit of him saying, I'm sorry to Bruce, or kind of airing out.
Like a last minute, we're getting you out of here, Bruce.
There's no, what would have been great is a little thing if he looked to Bruce with sorrow or something, I'm so sorry, but not saying it, just kind of a look of regret or remorse or something.
But nothing. We get nothing. Yeah, I agree.
Again, he's so well acted by it, set up in this scene, but then again, from this point forward, Strange, I think we're starting to degrade the character in this. I think it has one more bit, but then he goes down. One more bit.
I mean, I'm still definitely going to give him a chance for Season 3. I think we've seen far more good stuff than bad stuff.
Well, no, I just mean this episode, too. I mean that he lets me down this episode after this.
Okay, I hear you.
He's got one more good bit, but then he does a one turn, and then from that point forward, he's kind of killed in the episode. Mm-hmm. Anyway, so sadness on Strange. Oh, God. Meanwhile, Bullock and Clay Gordon here. Having a little smell.
He's just cartoonishly slurping a soda.
I love that.
What would be great though? I think this is kind of a missed opportunity. I kind of wish it was a milkshake.
I thought it's hilarious though. Sorry, I'm just how great he was. Ben McKenzie is so hilarious.
And it's great because he's usually so stoic on the show. He just gets a chance to just unwind.
I'll tell you where it's coming from, Tiki. Ben McKenzie's mentioned, he's not crazy. It's not that he dislikes playing. He's just saying it's always hard to play the straight-laced kind of white hat cowboy character. He says it's really hard to play, so this is a chance for him to cut loose.
Uh-huh.
See, whenever you have a character who's ostensibly the good guy who's always in control, Tom Selleck probably feels this way on Blue Bloods. You have to be the character in control, being really kind of passive. And eventually, unless you have really good writing to support that, it will get tiring after a while. You have to be always good. He's always the good guy, Mm-hmm. So here, he gets some range of he loves playing range. He loves playing really angry. It's Anyway, so what's so great here is that it's like Basil Carlos taking your classic police officers, kind of your donut chomper, In this case,
yeah, exactly.
His take on Jim
basically Harvey Bullock from the animated series.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. He's playing him like Season 1 Bullock, but mainly classic Bullock. The guy's always eating, he's just playing him like what he is. The stereotypical cop. He thinks Jim Gordon's oh no, let's leave it be. And it's like Chief O'Hara, like a snacking.
You don't want to know.
He's playing him like a snacking version of Chief O'Hara, like a less formal version of Chief O'Hara. The dynamic duo. Oh, what we do without those guys? Nothing like that. Just he's snacking, he's drinking a Slurpee or whatever, and he's so Bullock. Sorry, you get back to this thing. Sorry, I love him.
Yeah, no, it's all good. Bullock's he's kind of getting wise to it, so he's asking some really specific questions.
He's trying to get some clarity on who the big connected guy Strange is, and he's like, don't worry about it, don't worry about it. And as he's, again, this is hilarious too, as he's he just constantly snacks and he oogles women. You'll get a woman walks by.
Yes, he does. Yes. Oh, God.
I don't know, like, how much of that is just Carlo. Here's the thing, it's funny though. I don't know how much of it is just Carlo is just kind of like a womanizer who just eats a lot, or if he's just playing like that. He's just so into the part.
I think it's like maybe a little half and half. Like he's trying to play the part, but then he keeps getting distracted.
Yeah, it's like he's like this woman, like a lawyer. She looks like a lawyer. Just walks by, he's like looking at her, like oogling her. And I think the lady looks back too, which is pretty funny. Just,
right.
Just like as he's like slurping the thing. Anyway, so yeah, you don't want to know. It's the runner of, he constantly says, you don't want to know, just leave it be. He just constantly says that. Anyway, so in this scene, though, again, we got to get bullet points. Again, this is okay, but it goes on way too long after this.
Yeah, I agree.
Basically, if they had this earlier on, the Bullock is on to Gordon. He's starting to, he suspects something's off here. He says, hey, remember in the it's so funny, they reference the far superior season 1 finale.
Exactly.
Says, hey, remember in basically, what he basically says, hey, remember in season 1 where the season 1 finale when I called you when you called me on the phone to save you and you had Falcone and Penguin in the hospital, remember that? What did you say to me on the phone? I don't know. You know, that's funny, but before Bullock can prod him any further, again, Bullock's onto him. He's going to sweat him. He's Bullock capable of this, and he's onto it. But then Alfred interrupts the whole thing, and then things get again.
I demand to know what Master Bruce is.
Again, logical question, Tiki. No one asked this in the beginning of the episode.
Exactly.
Bullock, literally, Bullock, you were told by Alfred to do this.
Right.
Where did Alfred go? Where did he go? Why is he now finding out?
Well, let's let it slide because Ben McKenzie has some great delivery here.
Just Sean Pertwee, the actor who plays Alfred, his reaction to like looking at Gordon like he's got lobsters cold. Just looking at Gordon. We know he's had scenes of Gordon. He has kind of like a bit of a respect, bit of an annoyance with Gordon.
Oh, Master Bruce and Lucius are headed back to Wayne Manor.
Again, just Carlo.
It's like such a lousy excuse. It's like it's not answering anything.
Again, just showing you Carlo Gordon here. Carlo Clayface Gordon.
Oh God.
Just on the fly, what he's doing here is just he hears Master Bruce and Lucius. He's then assuming that that's what we all call him. He's improvising again. Again, strange enigma. Seriously, again, it is a big writing problem. They didn't coach him on any of this.
I'm fine with it. I'm fine with that issue that you're having with it, just because, like I said, I don't think they had a whole hell of a lot of time to put the plan together. But
anyway, so he just says, "Oh, Master Bruce." Oh yeah, Master Bruce and Lucius, they're probably heading back to Wayne Manor. Says, well, what? And I just left Wayne Manor. And I think, oh, maybe they stopped off for a snack. He's so snack obsessed, Tiki.
Look, Alfred, this is complicated police business.
Oh God! Then Bullock brings it all home. Bullock brings it all home.
He's got a touch of the flu.
Just the timing on this. Alfred's getting a look like his lobster's crawling out of his ears, and then he looks the Bullock, says, "He's coming down with the flu."
Oh God!
Oh God! It's hysterical. Nonsensical, but hysterical. Anyway.
I honestly I hope we get to see more of Clayface Jim Gordon next season because it's fun.
I think we're gonna get Clay. We're definitely gonna. I would assume we're gonna get Clayface because he had a kind of a big role in this finale here.
Right? Yeah, I would assume so too. I want to see the Jim Gordon thing again. It's such a fun role for Ben McKenzie to play.
I gotta wonder though. What's gonna happen with his. If his face is going to turn back to Carlo, or if it's going to be stuck as Gordon until he has the machine gun on.
Well, that's what I'm saying. If it's stuck as Gordon, then you've got a storyline there.
Because at some point he's going to know. The thing is, Carlo in this version of Clay is going to have to learn how to be a good sculptor and make his face in other people. So I mean,
right.
Anyway, so Selena, tell us what's going on with Selena.
Okay, so she's walking in to talk to Bruce. Kind of specifically asks for Bruce. Lets them know that they're kind of packing things up and moving upstate in like an hour, so not a lot of time. She's got trustee status with Firefly, and then Bruce. Bruce. He's doing the right thing. He's like, look, Selena, if you know a way out, save yourself. And then this is a great Selena moment. I think there's a little bit of ambiguity here. She's like, because Bruce is apologizing for, as he puts it, for manipulating her into going into this situation.
Which, again, if they really made this stronger, it would be seeded in 2 episodes ago. Remember where it looks like he might be manipulating her with Bridget?
Right.
But we don't know. They kind of sweep that under the rug.
But I like Selena's response here, and I like kind of the ambiguity in this moment. Like I said, she's like, "Oh, I've got you wrapped around my little pinky. If don't fool yourself into thinking you're manipulating me." And I kind of read it like, yeah, maybe she's kind of taken aback and realizing like, "Oh, holy crap, he did kind of manipulate me, but I can't let him know that."
Yeah, I'm going to say again, because that Bridget thing's not clear. It's not. I can't tell if it's manipulation. I think it is sounding crazy if he didn't intentionally use Bridget over her head, then it's and she's absolutely in the right here, which I don't think she's like actually offended by it. I think she's like, oh my god, what a dope this guy is.
Right.
But if it is like an actual thing, maybe they keep it ambiguous for that reason. I don't know. I think it's just a little lost because of the way they did that.
Yeah,
but I'll tell you,
that's not great.
there are 2 things I really do love that I want to get out of the way, because again, amazingly, we're in the kind of the middle chunk here where things are good so far. I love 2 things about this. One, I love that, again, in some way, he's being mentored by Gordon. Gordon was being very direct and straightforward with him, kind of apologizing for past actions. He's doing that with Selena. Very nice. Secondly, again, Bruce and Gordon's dynamic this season has been challenged a lot because he's had faith in Gordon. He's kind of lost that, and Gordon's been kind of earning his trust back again. I think from the Azrael moment onward, now he's in the 2 of them are on good terms now.
Sure.
And the second thing, what I really love is it feels like this conversation between Selena and Bruce. It feels like a classic kind of Batman Catwoman speech where Bruce will say like, we can't be an item or something. It's not the exact same conversation, but it's like you and I have different ideologies, but you and I we're still friends, right? We're still good.
Right.
That sort of thing, and then her having that great kind of very Catwoman-esque line. I have you wrapped around my pinky finger. Like, you think you're manipulative? And again, Catwoman in the classically Batman, she's very manipulative of Batman's feelings for her.
Yeah, that's true. I think you're kind of saying, yeah, she probably is just kind of being genuine here. I think you've sold me there. Okay.
Yeah, and the last thing, though, I really love, she has this great line when she walks out there. She's manipulative, as if, which of course, that's a great foreshadow because down the line, Batman is very manipulative. That's one of the issues of Batman and the Bat family is that he always kind of manipulates people.
Right. Yeah.
Like we're not like talking like
cases.
Like the Batman Beyond era, like people say, you think like that's the reason Nightwing turned on him because he thought you manipulated me into this life. That's why they had their falling out because you made me, you tried to turn me into you. I don't want to be you. I want to be Nightwing. Anyway, sorry. Just I thought it was really clever.
You're good.
Then we have a great line from Bruce. I'll just take the next scene if I may.
Yeah, sure.
Just she'll do. Again, this is a very Batman-esque line again. From a Catwoman, seems like she'll do as she likes. Oh, also there's a bomb.
Bomb.
But again, I love that. It's kind of like a great. I love the way David Mizzou plays that line. Though he just says, she'll do as she likes, and also there's a bomb. It feels so. Again, the kid embodies Batman on so many levels. Sometimes,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I hear you.
Anyway.
Okay, so they're transferring all the monsters, Mr.
Monsters.
Monsters. I do like the way that line kind of wove its way throughout the whole season. I think that was very cool.
The first half was looking at kind of the inner monster in you, and then the second half literally is monsters.
Literal, yeah. But so they're transferring all the monsters onto a bus, which is going to come into play later.
Yeah. And I tell you, Tiki, I speculated so much on one of these monster shots. There was a shot, the last shot, again, we don't know what it is, like a CG shot of like this caged monster. Like we see the eye open. Do you remember that?
Mm-hmm.
And I had 2 speculations from last episode. I thought, because this is in the promo, this shot was in the promo that Stanley was going to be important. It really wasn't at all.
Right.
Because in one version of Tabitha, I thought it was going to be Tabitha at one point.
Okay.
Because in Batman Beyond specifically, I thought there'd be again another case of like the whole Cornelius Sturth thing, kind of misreading things. But in Batman Beyond, there's a character called Tigress, which is who she's based on. She's based on a character called
I knew
Tigress.
that. Right.
And in that version specifically of Tigress is spliced. She's a spliced animal, and I thought that's how they're going to bring Tabitha out of her coma. That she's going to be spliced with that kind of tigress looking thing. And the eye, because of the color scheme, it looked very much like her color scheme in that. Other thing I thought was like maybe I was going to be like Fish Moon is going to evolve to like the final form or something. That was going to be it.
I hear you.
Honest, I was like that. That's what you get in those promos, like those one quick shots.
And then I speculated very foolishly for like a minute that Fish Mooney was going to be the Mad Hatter. So,
yeah, I'm just saying, it's like again, that's what you get for like one little quick glimpse, and we see in this episode. It really equates to absolutely nothing.
No, I hear you.
Anyway, so continue.
Okay. So,
Fish.
Yeah, Fish and Peabody. Peabody just comes in with this exaggerated, like, giant needle. It's time to go on a trip. Please give me your right arm. And this is Fish's chance, of course. She's like, oh, I'll give you my right arm. Oh, gladly.
And again, she's really tender with her here.
Then she has a Breaking Bad moment. Say my name. Fish Mooney, bitch. I'm sorry. I'm going to keep running with that.
Unless she does it next season, can you not do that?
If she doesn't do it next season, then I won't. That's
okay,
fine.
But if she does, I know I'll give you some credence on that one. But if
it becomes a catchphrase, then I'll keep running.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
At least do like a Fish Mooney Jesse Pinkman thing next season if she does that, would you? Because it's ridiculous.
All right, so she's asking, what's your name? Ethel Peabody. Ethel. You seem sad and anxious. I love this delivery from Peabody. This is kind of like the real Peabody. Oh, you got that right. Because Peabody, it's true. Every time we see her, she's just so stressed out about everything that Strange is doing. She's like, you realize all this shit is going to blow up in her face, right?
Yep.
Okay, so
let
me out of here, and I'll be your friend.
Oh yeah. Really, again, really nice out of 10 she's being. She's not just being like vengeful. Again, I'm in this place of Fish Mooney. She doesn't do anything in this episode.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say she does nothing. I mean, she does get that bus away, and
Well, I mean, after she just gets just gets out of the asylum. That's the main thing she does.
Well, yeah, but when she gets out of the asylum, there's not a lot of time left in the episode.
So. I know, but literally, I complain about. We'll get to it. I'm just saying when she has an opportunity to do two things, she doesn't do it. It makes me wonder if they're actually going in a direction where she's just not seeking revenge anymore. We'll see. I don't know, because I might have a big problem with that if they just then forget all about that next season. Anyway, let's continue forward. So, okay, this is the last good Strange scene we have coming up here.
Yeah.
Again, the beginning of there'll be a part in this scene where then it just completely goes down.
So he sees that. He sees that Fish and he sees that Fish and Peabody are kind of on the same page. Oh, Miss Mooney, you have special talents. Seems like there's some sort of psychotropic agent.
And again, so they're saying the toxin's like toxin specifically is like a psychotropic.
I'm like, okay, fine. At least you have some sort of explanation in there, and it's not just like random like voodoo magic.
And again, it's also gives some credence like why her mind's into it. It's like a psychotropic thing that it's like a toxin that affects the mind that excretes.
Right.
It's kind of like. It's interesting. I'm for
it. Okay. So he's this is great. Let me just kind of bask in this.
So basically, let me just overall, it's just him schmoozing her in a really great way.
So he's like, "You look marvelous as always." And he's like, "Now, if you and the others on that bus appear in public, you cause a revolution. Please don't go. You're breaking my heart. I love you like my own daughter, and no one could love you more, but I will kill you first." It's such a dramatic shift.
Again, he's playing points to the beat again. It's all good here so far, folks. I'm just saying,
but I will kill you first. I love this delivery. He's just like, choose life. And then I wager to say that might be the last great Hugo Strange moment.
It is. I'll tell you, there's a great thing here that in the second watch it's more apparent, but then they mishandle it the direction they're going after the thing happens. You'll know what it is. But my point is that again, I love BD1. Such the last thing. I think Mike, the last time we're going to be able to praise BD Wong. So I mean, just
unfortunately,
I love that. Again, he's playing so many levels. Just he's going back and forth, like all the attempt. Again, it's like using all the tools in a psychiatrist.
It's like he's literally just going from one extreme to the other. It's like I love you like my own daughter, but I will fucking kill you.
Yeah, it's like, please, though, choose life. I don't want to be in the position to put you down, my creation. again, then, how do you feel about the Fish Mooney line?
What, you'd make a great pimp? I was like, I don't even get it. I'm like...
No, because you don't get it? Really? That's the one you don't get?
I mean, I get it. It's just I thought it was a lame joke.
The point is, he's sweet talking her. I mean, it makes sense.
But one thing I thought was funny was that right after that, Hugo Strange does this really silly run where he just like runs away pathetically.
Yeah, and that's where it starts to bug me. Here's the thing. Let me tell you why it bugs me. Here's the missed opportunity here, Tiki. What they're doing on paper works a lot better than how it's being. It's not BD Wong's fault. I think he's just been given the wrong direction in the scene. Here's the thing. The idea, Tiki, is that what he just said to Fish Mooney is that just to equate what he's going through here, he is terrified. He's really fearful at the end of the scene. The reason he's running away and everything is that he is terrified of what the Court of Owls will do if they see her and the other people, her and the other monsters walking the street. So again, the idea is he is running away in terror. Writing-wise, he's running away in terror, and he's running as fast as he can, not because it plays like he's afraid of Fish Mooney.
That's exactly what it plays like, yeah.
That's the problem. See, it plays like he's afraid, he's just so terrified of Fish Mooney. But the real thing he's supposed to be terrified of, what they're trying, it's written like, is that he's terrified of what the Court of Owls is going to do, again, because it's been explicitly said, hey, if one of these things is seen, there will be trouble. So he's rushing to hit the bomb and the lockdown thing, so none of the monsters get out. So he's going to live, and the Court of Owls won't come after him.
All right, I hear you. That's definitely a problem.
Again, that works a lot
better. We'll admit that the laugh or that the run is entertaining, though.
Oh, again, again. I'm saying him in fear. I wish again. It really, you know what I mean? Though it really plays like he's afraid. If him running comically is fine, and him being afraid is perfectly fine, but it's not. He just plays like Fish Mooney has just set a line, and then. Oh, now I'm running away.
I hear you. I totally hear
That's the way it plays. But again, I do love the idea, though. They're really building up the Court of Owls here. Hugo Strange, our really big, intimidating guy this whole season. We've seen how he's walking on the eggshells when he's talking to the Court of Owls over the phone. Remember, he's like saying he's all pleasant and everything, and then you see he does not want to cross these guys. Miss Peabody is desperately afraid of their employers.
Sure.
But again, now we're seeing Hugo Strange at wit's end of like, oh my God, I have to do everything I can in these moments to make sure these monsters don't get. Because again, Tiki, if you read the Court of Owls, you know the Court of Owls are not to be messed with. They will find you wherever you are, and they will send a talent for your head. But seriously, I love the fear he does play, though. So again, he runs to activate the bomb and lock down the Indian Hill part of the building.
This Peabody's just like, Hugo, I order you to stop.
It's kind of painful. He's like, what his elbows or something. I mean, Strange again. When Strange is desperate, we've never seen Strange desperate. Again, that's kind of what makes the other stuff a little weak. It's like Strange's actions from this point forward. Again, this is the last strategic action of Hugo Strange here. From this point forward, he makes a lot of foolish decisions, which I really don't like.
Yeah, foolish and also just straight up out of character.
Yeah, that's the problem. It's Tiki hit it right on the head. It's out of character. And that's the biggest problem. Because we've seen Hugo Strange wonderfully played by BD Wong this whole season. He's been in control. He's been really smart. He's been really very precise with his acting and his mannerisms here. But now he's just kind of a cookie cutter villain towards the end here. That's the problem.
Gotcha.
Anyway, so Portly knocks out Peabody. He's activated the bomb. Bomb has 30 minutes on the clock.
Boom!
You see, we have a bomb here.
Okay, I'm done. I promise, I'm done.
And the bomb is called Fantastic.
Oh, God.
And it will detonate in 30 minutes, the appropriate rundown.
A lot of people get out alive except for Michael B. Jordan.
All right.
There'll be no survivors.
Oh, God.
Except that I could be Jordan because of Korean.
The fire rises because Jordan rises.
Anyways.
Anyway, moving forward.
And I genuinely hope that movie doesn't tank Miles Teller's career. It better not. Anyways.
Anyway, moving on from the teller.
No Bane. We're done with
All right, moving on. sorry. Anyway, okay, but seriously, though, when he activated the bomb. They also hit the shutdown, which we get a Fish Mooney very unhappy.
Yeah, so just straight up screaming her lungs out at the blast doors closing down on her. That's a cool moment.
Yeah, and she's screaming top of her lungs. And importantly, this is very important. We see the plutonium that again is the whole thing that makes the facility's technology run. There's like many rods and little containers of plutonium that are being locked away. They have not been evacuated, which means when the explosion goes off, plutonium goes off, which is not good. If you've seen any monster movie, not good.
Okay, so more hilarity with Fake Gordon.
Now I want to point. I don't know if you noticed. Tell me if you noticed this. When we first see this scene here, you'll notice a guy in like the bottom right hand corner. He looks identical to the Mad Hatter.
Oh God, no! I'd have to go back and.
Here's the thing: it's so funny because we know it's not the Mad Hatter because again they're setting that up with Hugo Strange. He's programmed a patient, but seriously, it's so astonishing. This guy. I mean, it's gonna be weird if they're gonna say this guy's the. I don't think it is. I'm saying he looks.
I don't think so. What?
The thing is, though, he looks like he's dressed like that. He's wearing a top hat. He's got the long hair. He's got the bow tie.
No, okay, I'd have to go back and watch that.
He's got a suit jacket. I'm just saying, he looks identical to the Man.
Okay.
He's dressed just like the Mad Hatter. Anyway.
So Alfred's still hanging around the station. Fake Gordon just like, holy crap! You're still here? I told you 1,000 times. Strange is clear.
Again, as he's snacking on like a bag of chips or something. God, he's just snacking constantly. It's so ridiculous. Well, two things here. Let me not two things. Just I mentioned the Mad Hatter thing, right? Do you think Alfred's cane is going to be permanent? Would you like that?
I actually kind of I enjoy the whole. Like the kick-ass Alfred, so no, I don't want it to be.
Well, let me tell you this: that specific Alfred that came from an Alfred who had a cane. That was in the Earth One Alfred that this one's mom actually kind of take charge Alfred. He was missing a leg and he had a cane.
Okay, I can buy it. Okay.
I'm just saying, it's like I would consider that cane maybe being a main.
I just don't think the injury itself was that severe. It's like we didn't really see it. It's like he just kind of fell out the window, and we didn't really even see how high the window was.
Well, we saw he was stabbed in the leg by Azrael. Then he was knocked.
That's true. Yeah, he was stabbed. Right.
I'm just saying that what they might be going for is like he took a hit for protecting Bruce Wayne, and that's why he has that cane.
Fair enough.
I'm just saying it's something to keep in mind. We might see the cane from that point forward. It's something to bear in mind. It may or may not be around.
So Bullock's just kind of floating the idea, like, hey, maybe we should send the strike force back. He's like, no, don't do that. Trust me, terrible idea.
Then we have the. Can you please tell me you know the Bullock joke with Strange?
All right, if you're good, I guess you're good.
No, I'm saying no.
I'm good.
I'm saying you know it though. Can you tell it?
What?
You know the Strange joke.
The Strange joke. No, I don't know what you're talking
about. All right. So after Clay Gordon is snacking, Alfred's just looking in complete befuddlement and annoyance. Again, after the strike force thing is mentioned, I guess he says, "Oh, you know, it's strange. They're MIA, don't you think?" Yeah, strange. I get it. It's funny. He makes the joke.
Strange. I made it funny.
You know what? Oh my God! You know what else he's playing it like?
What? Oh God!
He's playing.
Get it out, man.
He's playing it like Toy Santa from Santa Claus.
Oh no! Oh, he totally is. Oh God!
And he's made of clay instead.
Wow!
Of plastic. He's eating instead of drinking cocoa constantly. He's eating oh God! Sorry.
Okay, so Babs enters.
Right as Bullock's starting to sweat Clayface with the strike force, then the whole terrible idea is I'm sorry. Before Alfred has a hilarious face, I want to mention before it goes. I'm sorry. Alfred mentions You know, Gordon, I don't know what's gotten into you, but you're just weird. He just gives him a look of like, yeah, Alfred's been on kind of shaky terms with Gordon ever since the start of the series. Like,
That's true. That's true.
you, Gordon, I know what's wrong with you, but you're just weird. And then enter Barbara, and again, folks, to my absolute astonishment, again, like Clayface Gordon here, again, it's so topsy-turvy. Gordon completely out of character, and so is Barbara, but in a good way.
Yes.
Again, for once, she's not the bane of everyone's existence.
Could it be that she's actually like gotten some maturity in here? She's learned a thing or two?
No.
No?
Okay, well, maybe. I don't know.
All right.
saying, I tell you, I think she's finally with someone who actually makes sense to be with. I don't know.
Yeah, I hear you. I mean,
I don't. She's not terrible, and she's doing what Penguin says. I mean, it's pretty straightforward. She's not going at. Okay, maybe you're right. Maybe she has learned something. I don't know. Point is, Barbara enters, and then Clay Jim here, Carlo Gordon.
Oh God.
He's very intrigued. Again, he oogles women a lot while he's eating. Again, while he's like licking the salt off his fingers from the bag, or I don't know what he's eating. I can't keep track of what he's eating, but whatever he's eating, he's very into it. And as he's like licking his fingers, he's looking at her. He's looking up and down. The minute she says, "Hey, Jimmy boy," and the minute she says that, he's like looking at, oh my God, she knows her. He's like, "Hey, attractive woman." Basically, it's the reaction. At least I have in the beginning. It's like, hey, she's a drag. Maybe it'll work out.
Yeah, exactly. Right.
Except it actually works this time. So right off the bat, Jim's fake Jim here is hitting on her.
Oh, you look terrible. Oh, you look pretty good yourself, baby.
Yeah, and Barbara's inquiring about Arkham, what's going on there. Basically, a mutual friend of ours. Basically, she's there on Penguin's behalf, asking about what went on in Arkham, so she can know what's going on with Strange. I can tell you what's in it. Just some of the best lines. Is,
okay, I got a question for you. Who's asking, and what's in it for me?
Yeah.
And then Babs is like, well, what do you want? Well, spring is here, baby.
God. Again, the only time Barbara's been okay.
Right. I hear you. She's very skeptical about this. She's, oh, now you like me again?
What's not to like?
Oh, God, we're getting to the line, Blue Dragon.
He has the perfect line. Just, what's not to like?
Oh God, no, that's not the line. That's not.
I'm just saying that for me is the line because just the idea throughout this whole series would say, "What's not like?" That's the Sabbath question you and I've been waiting for ages now. Is, what's not to like? You know, I have like a page of notes right beside me at the ready. It's like, I've been like little thumbnailing to a board. It's like you're just gonna take that. All the insulting things I've ever thought about Barbara off to this person, explaining why there's everything not to like about here. But again, she's okay in this episode, so I just threw it in the trash.
But then Barbara asked about Tompkins, and here's the line that just threw me.
This I thought was really mean.
Screw that hoe.
Oh, that was seriously that one. I didn't like that one.
You didn't like it.
I'm saying because that was mean. We love Marina back.
It was mean. But having said that, it's not the real Gordon. He has.
I know.
You know, so I'm willing to let it go.
She lost the child recently, man. That's not cool.
Yeah, but this guy doesn't know that.
Yeah, I know. It's really cruel.
Screw that hoe.
That's mean. I get it. One, it's like we love Marina Baccarin. Second, we like Lee. And then she lost the child. Like, come on.
It's not like screw that whore, screw that bitch, screw that slut. No, it's specifically hoe.
It's like how on the nose do you have to get to show people like, no, it's not Jim Gordon. One, he said like, no, let's buckle down the corruption. You know, let's not do our jobs. I'm gonna eat and snack and look at girls all day long. It's like it's still nothing saying I'm gonna say, hey, you know that Master Bruce? It's like Alfred give him a funny look. None of that. But the Leslie Tompkins line too. Again, it would take him talking to the most disliked character of the show and actually just being completely enamored with her to get anyone to raise an eyebrow.
Absolutely.
And it would have to be the woman herself, the craziest, worst character of the entire series, actually calling him on, hey guys, not Gordon. I would know. So then she says, you're not Jim. And then after that really mean lines, it's just no, okay, that is absolutely not Jim Gordon. You're not Jim. And then she's trying to quiet her down, and she punches him right in the face. And then we get the Holy Mother of Saints. Again, I love the way this is framed, and like Bullock and Alfred and the whole police department's reaction, like, oh my god. Then the turnaround, like Barbara's horror, like, oh my god, where we see the indentation of the punch and Clayface's, it's still Jim Gordon's face, with the giant elastic punch taken out, but it's slowly, very realistically, I gotta tell you, reforming.
So let's just kind of reiterate here. A whole police department full of cops did not know that this fake fucker wasn't Jim Gordon.
And let's reiterate, too, that, again, there's been, the whole first season was the police department. No, Jim Gordon's made himself very present in the GCP.
Yes.
Because first season, it was like, okay, this guy's always, he's so straight-laced, he's always chewing his head, he's literally arrested Alvarez a few times. Then we... season 2 was like that. He goes through all this stuff. Barnes is always barking for Jim's name. He's almost like he's like the teacher's pet almost. And then the guy gets thrown in prison for killing a cop, which again, cop killers are always infamous amongst police departments. Then he comes back, yet he's not. People got killed because of Azrael, because of this guy. They know the name Jim Gordon. They pretty much know the guy.
Oh yeah.
And yet, even the one Strike Force guys say, hey, Jim, everything, you're looking a little hinky. Again, no red flags.
Nope.
I mean, even
but Barbara picks up on it. Barbara, it's all good. We got Barbara.
Even fake Montoya could sniff that one out.
Oh god. Fake Montoya would be like all over him because fake Montoya actually gives a shit about Gordon. But anyways.
No, real Montoya. No, real Montoya cares. Fake Montoya doesn't.
Well, no, I mean she gives a shit about Gordon in that she wants to take him down. So
right.
Be very, very particular about details.
Sorry, I thought you meant because remember how much character development Montoya's got in this season.
Yeah. Anyways,
the point is again. So Barbara, okay, not doing anything bad so far. Okay, she's gonna have one more scene.
Totally inoffensive.
It's like taking pictures of Bigfoot, folks. It's like, oh my god, it's like it's basically taking pictures of Bigfoot, but it being someone in a costume. It's like, oh hey, you don't see that every day.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, anyway.
Okay, so Strange. I thought this was kind of a weird scene with Strange and Freeze.
Yeah.
Can you explain what's going on here?
All right. See, I
understand it.
Okay, so here's the. I think there's a lot of this is where folks is where Hugo Strange is now from this point forward. It's like he's not Hugo Strange anymore.
Yeah.
He's basically evil Dr. Arkham. That's what he is. He's evil Dr. Arkham now.
Yeah, I think we've kind of passed the threshold of this episode being good at this point.
Yeah, again, I told you, like, it's a weird thing. The middle part of this episode is actually really good stuff. And again, there's a good episode here.
Right, I hear you.
Okay, anyway, so what's going on here is he has, remember, the two monsters that, again, they're kind of borderline monsters. Like, they're dead. These are the people he's brought back from the Dead and reprogram. Freeze being the one who's the reason for that. People he's just manipulating, he can control, Mm-hmm. The idea is like they're kind of his muscle, but also he's gonna, if he needs to snuff out the captives, he's gonna use these guys. That's the plan.
Right.
And just for muscle getting out there and facilitate anything if the monsters get out of line. That's what I assume the idea was. Like they're not being shipped off, so they're just under his control. They're his muscle. Yeah. And and here's a stupid thing to me. I mean, you think, hey, Freeze, go kill the unruly people down there who, Miss Peabody and the orderlies have been controlled by Fish Mooney. Killed them, but don't kill Fish Mooney. It's Freeze or a trapper or something,
Mm-hmm.
Bring her, knock her out, and bring her to me because we need her. She's a valuable commodity. He doesn't do that. That's a logical move, right?
Yeah, that's one of the many things he kind of overlooks in this scene.
Like, one, he could do that. Secondly, if he didn't do that, he could have him do that and have her kill the captives, or better yet, like, don't kill the captives. I'll secretly save Bruce Wayne. Just kill everyone else.
Right.
Regardless, though, the point is that he's ordering Freeze and Firefly to kill the captive. Selena's asking, she's kind of mouthing off, saying, well, why do you have to do that? And then Hugo Strange is regretting, I regret letting you keep her as a plaything. And orders Freeze to kill her, which, Bridget's like, don't kill my slave, that's mine. No, but seriously, though, Firefly is sticking up for Selena. Again, there's a hint of that friendship there, perhaps. And then we get the Freeze versus Firefly. And what this really is, Tiki, it's fan service. It's the idea of, we always want to see fire versus ice.
Yeah, it is fan service. I will give it this. It's like, I think it's a pretty cool action scene, but just none of the writing involved in the action makes any sort of sense.
And I'm really mixed on, again, this episode, we mentioned this last episode, but this episode kind of like, with the exception of the good stuff we just talked about. For the
Right,
most part,
right.
this episode kind of pretty much does the inverse of everything we wanted this season to do with the finale.
Yeah, which is really frustrating.
It's like so funny. Bates Motel did everything.
That's super frustrating.
It's so funny that Bates Motel did everything we wanted. in
Everything,
the finale.
everything. Bates Motel was total fan service specifically for us all the way through.
And this one was literally the two things I've been talking about from the after the mid-season break with this season.
Hugo Strange not having any logic to his plan, and then.
Well, no, I was thinking both with Nigma and Freeze did the complete opposite of what I wanted to do, because I told you those two characters I was hoping were kind of going to get away in the end.
Right, I hear you.
Neither happened, and Mr. Freeze he's in a weird place right now. I was hoping he was going to like get away and maybe forge his own character stuff, because right now he's just playing henchman to Hugo Strange.
Mm-hmm.
I expected him to there's going to be a big scuffle in the end, which we do have here. But I was expecting Freeze to get away. We just completely forgot all the good character stuff we had Mr. Freeze early on.
Uh-huh.
And we're in a place where he's finding himself, but now the place he's found himself at, he's just muscled for Hugo Strange. I mean, I'll give him an inch here. I'm going to say, look, if they have to acknowledge Mr. Freeze next, at least acknowledge where he's going, right? You think he's going to make?
I would hope so. If they don't, it's just lazy.
I don't mind if they don't make next season all about Mr. Freeze, but at least acknowledge what character.
Sure.
Give him an episode, explain what happened with him, like set up him becoming.
Not even give him an episode. You don't even need to give him an episode. Just have a line. You know what I mean?
Regardless, I want to see. I love this actor, so I want to see him go in a direction, because that's the thing. Right now, he's directionless. And Mr. Freeze, in the comics, we've seen Mr. Freeze. He can be hired to do a job or something.
Right.
But I mean, here it's he's just it's henchman now. He's got nothing to do.
Mm-hmm.
He's just randomly fighting because he's been commanded to fight. It bugs me that he's kind of lacking a character in this episode. I was really hoping they were going to seed it,
especially because they did a really good job with his character early on this season.
And again, we're in a place of Mr. Freeze. I haven't really seen him that much before, because usually we have our sympathetic Heart of Ice story, and we have again we gave him some rope this season and this is just saving us time and specs. So I don't think we're going. I think it's okay. We're spending a little bit of time on this last.
Yeah, I think we need to go quick on spec when we get to it, because
again, I think this is burning through most of our spec right now. It's the last thing I'll say.
That's good.
Just with Mr. Freeze is that we gave him some rope this season, saying that okay, well we're seeing Mr. Freeze. He's really angry. He's kind of finding who he is now. Now he doesn't have the wife motivation, and down the line he'd just be a man without emotion, remembering his wife. So we're kind of in the transitional phase of him losing his humanity and his emotions right now, processing grief. But I guess in that road right now, he's just in a place where he's just he's directionless. Maybe so far it's story wise what we're getting. So anyway.
All right.
My Freeze rant aside, moving on. So again, Freeze versus Firefly. Meanwhile, our captives hear the sounds of warfare going on.
Mm-hmm.
Selena manipulated them. Again, it was a good callback. I'll give them that. Selena manipulated Firefly versus Freeze and said she's been planning that the whole time, and she finally got that. Again, a huge problem with this episode, Tiki, huge problem, is that they really there's a lot of show and don't tell.
Which is awful, because I've taken creative writing classes and I know how much of a cardinal sin that is. It's
again, this episode is chock full of places where they're trying to give us some payoffs to things. But we don't see setups of they're last minute payoffs without any setup.
Mm-hmm.
No, we got great setup to a lot of the ideas in this episode. I mean, there are many moments in this episode in the third act where there are payoffs that we're not seeing the beginnings of. It's so Selena was pitting these two against each other. We know she was getting close to Bridget, but she was planning on the two of these guys here. We never saw Freeze and Firefly.
I mean, it's kind of like Selena just goes in to rescue Bridget, and then she just kind of comes up with this whole big elaborate plan. But you're right; it's we never see any of that go down. It's just
you know what's hysterical?
What?
It's the exact same thing she did last season.
Yeah, no way.
Remember,
you're right.
I'm saying it's she's taken in by one of our head honcho villains. Again, she's yet again. This is fine because of the regular thing we've been doing with Selena, where Selena is kind of, she plays sides. She's in the beginning of the season, she was working for Penguin, and she's gone to different bosses.
Mm.
But here, we don't see at all what the dynamic is of why she has all this pull now. Now she's the orderlies are letting her see Bruce and company because she's
that was bad.
That's what I'm saying. That's a last minute thing. Only the reason it was better in the first season finale was because it was time passed by of her getting to know Fish. We didn't see that, but at least they hinted at it, and we saw that Fish likes Selena Kyle being around.
And I think throughout the first season, she was kind of jumping ship a lot more, and that was a bigger part of her character. Whereas this season, she's more or less been on her own the whole time.
Yeah, like we didn't get to see any of Selena and Bridget, like Selena being Bridget's slave or anything, being her servant. We didn't get to see any of that.
None of that.
Anyways. So she manipulated those two against each other. She frees our guys. Meanwhile, we get this awesome, strange glasses shot, though. I remember with like fires being blasted on one side, ice on the other, and Hugo, the reflection in the glass. Again, great shot. His character completely lost, but again, great shot.
Right.
15 minutes left. That's in the room. They're all on opposite sides. Again, if you want any good kind of Hugo Strange looking upon Bruce moments, it's completely missed opportunity here. This, I thought, was the dumbest thing in the episode, Tiki. Would you agree?
I would agree. It makes no sense whatsoever. I've watched this episode like 3 times trying to figure out why he does it, and I cannot come up with a...
And I told you about this, right, when you asked me the big question about Hugo Strange. I warned you.
Right.
So they all hear...
It reminds me, this is another Pokemon the first movie reference. It reminds me of when fucking Ash steps in.
Oh, yeah, I remember that. Stupid. So... basically, there's they all hear on the intercom 15 minutes left. Like Bruce and our guys are on one side of the room, Hugo Strange is on the other. He's
just trying to stop the fight so they can get the hell out of there. Is that what he's trying to do?
No. He just wants to get out of there.
Okay, so he's just stupidly like, no, I'm going to make a run for it, even though I'm clearly running into the middle of this.
It's dumb on 2 reasons. The first watch, it looked a lot more dumb because it just looks like they were still going at it while he's running through. Second watch, though,
I almost kind of read it as he was trying to stop them.
No, God.
Which would be, you can imagine how that'd just be stupid.
No, if you look at it, he's bolting out of there. He's not stopping.
Okay, fair enough.
But here's why it's really stupid. Again, this is the worst thing in the episode. It's just at first, I thought it was like foolishly running at it while they're both going at it. But no, again, you think, okay, he's so desperate to get out of there. It's the minute there's a ceasefire, he's running out of there. But still, people have guns pointed at each other. You don't want to run in the middle of that. There's a chance they're going to be startled by the fact that, hey, someone got up suddenly. Fire, fire, fire. Right, or in this case, fire, ice, fire, ice. But so Strange makes a run forward. He's caught right in between two. Again, he doesn't do any smart thing like, hey, I'm going to get up. I'm going to walk around them. Like around one of them, or slowly walk around, or crawl on my knees below the guns. Nothing.
Yeah, he's just pretty much going to his death right there. Yeah.
Just in Hugo Strange, the guy's been so brilliant, so awesome this season. He makes such a stupid, foolish mistake. I hated that.
Yeah.
And then he simultaneously froze and then set ablaze, which at first, again, the fact that Hugo Strange would die in such a stupid way, but then the fact, again, he would be killed off, because we love Hugo Strange. No, don't kill him off like that.
That's not the case. I was honestly getting a little bit worried that you lied to me and that he actually did get killed off.
That's the thing. It was like, I was told, at first I thought, no, he's dead, then they got killed in such a stupid way, no!
Right.
Because he looked, I mean, when he plops down the ground, he looks very dead, doesn't he?
He does, yeah. He's both burned and frozen, yeah.
And here's again another BS thing in this. He survives.
Mm-hmm.
How does he survive? Anyway,
well, I'm glad he survives. I'm not trying to take points away from them for having him survive. It's just he shouldn't have been in the situation to begin with.
Let's just put a pin in that. Meanwhile, Bullock is moving the strike.
Yeah, because we're gonna just go super overlong if we concentrate this much on everything. So let's.
Anyway, so Bullock.
Seriously, okay. We're at like 2 hours. So
we are.
Yeah.
Oh, well, it's a finale.
Yeah. Well, yeah, but still. Just
all right. Bullock moves the strike.
I need to wrap up in a half.
All right, so. Bullock moves the strike force out. Babs calls Penguin. She tells him the Strange is planning to run again. Barbara being helpful to Penguin. Good stuff happening. Okay stuff. Meanwhile, Penguin and Gilzine, they're working together again for Tabitha, I guess. It says, oh, and we have an old friend to catch, Butch. So show me. Jim slaps Strange awake again. The magical powers of Jim Gordon. He just hit.
I guess so. Yeah.
Back to life. Because Strange, very dead, but we've already made.
I'm gonna stand you up, and you're gonna give me a tour of your secret lab.
Yep.
And that's Strange. He's very desperate. He's just like, no, we have to get out of here. In 10 minutes, everything in a quarter-mile radius will be dust.
He has a very dumb line, by the way. He says, I take it my plan is going on. What was your plan? Just to run in the middle of those two? That was a stupid... Anyway.
Or else he's just kind of got some memory loss going on. Either way, it's dumb.
Again, it doesn't work like if he gets frozen and heated, that he's going to be alive. He's going to have one side is going to be burned, one side is going to be ice.
Yeah.
Anyway, so what's said in this scene, the whole basically it's revealed there's plutonium in the basement. Lucius Fox points out, "What about plutonium? You got that out, didn't you?" He says, "No. It's I didn't have time." And what that means is that there's I do like that Strange. He isn't completely callous. That he did think of because Strange desperately wants to live. They make that abundantly clear. He wants to live.
Yeah. Oh, they make it clear. Yeah.
Again, isn't a bad quality for Strange. Just wish he had more control in the scene. You know, he's more confident, perhaps.
Yeah, at the same, I mean, to defend it a little bit, I think that's kind of the writer's point. Was just at the end of the season, he's just completely lost power and he's like very cowardly. I think that's what the writers were going for. It's just not sticking to landing as much as.
I mean, look, you can make him afraid and you can make him desperate. You don't have to make him just foolish or
yeah, exactly. But like I said, it's like the idea here is good. It's just the execution that's kind of flawed.
And with the whole callous thing I was getting at is that he's he points out that there's like a 50-50 chance that he measured the odds, and there's a chance that the giant cloud of radiation won't kill the city, but it's a small chance of it not happening. Then he has a really great line because Gordon says, he has like, "I will batter you." What was he saying? "I'll batter you to death.
If you don't show me to the lab, I will batter you to death. In that case, young man, I'll just have to die." I love how he calls Gordon young man.
That's know. I love, again, believe me, he's lost as a character at this point in the season for this episode. But that is an awesome line, though, in the midst of all his bad writing.
Oh yeah. Okay, get through this quickly.
All right. After that line, Jim and Lucius are off to get Enigma to open the entrance again. It's another mistake. It's like, how would it just opening the elevator? It's the problem. The elevator is locked down. Doesn't matter.
And also, doesn't Selena Kyle herself know how to get to the elevator?
Well, again, she does. And again, the point is, like, they need to overwrite it, even though they don't mention that. It's stupid anyway.
Right. Yeah, it's sloppy.
Yeah, it's very sloppy in the third act here, folks. Point. So they basically, Enigma tries to extort him. They have his extortion fail here.
I hated that line, man. I mean, I like 99% of the Riddler on the show, but that line is just like, shut up, Ed. Just shut up. I want to punch you in the face.
I thought that was fine because he just hates Gordon so much. He's trying to mess with him.
Oh, what do I get? What do I get if I do it?
Well, remember,
it's almost too sleazy for him. It's almost too sleazy.
Well, remember, he doesn't know what's going on.
Yeah, I understand that. Anyways.
Yeah, he doesn't know the whole place is going to blow up. And
we don't have time to argue it. It's fine.
There's a big mistake with Riddler because of this, too. He says, you get to live. Okay, that's a good reason.
Fair enough.
We see the door is open. He basically unlocks it magically somehow, and then the doors open to Fish Mooney as she's driving off with the bus full of monsters. Somebody notes to her, perhaps. The point is they're driving off. Mm-hmm. They have this really great little elevator bomb conversation between the two of them. Says, "Do you have any experience defusing bombs?" And I love this because we have seen Gordon defuse one of Riddler's bombs before, and it barely messes. He just tossed it into a thing and he ran for dear life. So he's just like, "You have any experience defusing a bomb?" And Gordon is like, that cracks me up. Anyway, so Fish drives off. We have a big 60s looking bomb. We have a knife? No knife. Again, very bad situation to be in without a knife. Let's see. Also, again, Falcone gave him a knife. Why doesn't he have a knife?
Yeah, because the writers don't care.
Anyway, then they have 1 minute left. You know what bugs me so much about this? They have 1 minute left because they put Riddler back in his cell. Look, I know it's a dire situation. Like, I don't know, like cuff him to a radiator or something.
Yeah, that also really bothers me.
Again, they had 13 minutes going down, and now they have 1 minute because they locked him back in his cell.
Yeah, that makes no sense.
I'm not saying let him out of the asylum. I'm just saying forget about him. Don't yell to someone, "Hey, Selena, make sure he doesn't leave."
And the Riddler, it's like we all know he's a bigger threat mentally than he is physically. So just don't listen to his bullshit, and you'll be fine.
Okay, let's see. So they contemplate again. They're really these two guys really don't know how to defuse a bomb, especially on the fly. And Lucius could probably figure out, but he needs time and needs resources.
Like I said, this is a great little comedy routine right here.
You're right. So take us through.
Okay, so they're just both of them. You're right. They have no idea what to do. They're just lost, and So they're
very
like,
supportive.
yeah, Gordon removes the timer off the bomb, and kind of the inner wires are exposed, and he's like, well, how about we pull off this stuff and see what happens?
And again, I think Lucius would be able to defuse sleep, but if he had time, though, not a minute off on the fly.
Right, and Lucius is like, well, maybe there's no tamper-proofing program. It could work.
Then Peabody, and this Peabody thing is weird to me. It's she asks for she says need water, and then Gordon. I love this move though, where he like unscrews the siren light, then he fills it with water, but then they use it on the wiring, which shorts out the thing. Luckily. And then there's a gag where, again, it's kind of funny, but it's kind of like
I like it. I didn't have a problem with it. Because to me, it was just kind of like Gordon and Lucius were just so frantic in the moment, and then she says water, and they look at each other like, "That's it, science bros."
Yeah, but it's so funny because they just, again, it's obvious though that she just wants water because she's just like
Yeah, I know, but her just saying the word water probably triggered it with them. I don't know.
All I'm saying is like they were.
Give it a pass.
I do love the comedy punchline, like the two of them looking. We were extremely lucky.
Exactly.
That's pretty funny. Again, those two as a team were pretty funny. Anyway, let's see.
Nigma, meanwhile, is just kind of freaking out.
What's going on? Again, I wish Nigma got away. That's all I'm going to say on that.
Yeah.
Let's see. Moving past that. Hello! Enigma's going hello in the cell. Strange has an ominous warning. He warns that there will be consequences for what's going down here tonight. The fact that the thing hasn't blown up and the monsters got away. Again, not as ominous as cool as I'd like it to be. He's just kind of panicking as he's being put in there. Anyway, Jim and Bullock reunite.
Jim, you heroic son of a bitch!
Yeah, Jim's in the GCPD jacket, but not an actual GCPD officer. Rubbing that one in, thanks.
Go down. We're almost there.
Then there's mention that the bus is a big deal. It's carrying monsters. Monsters, yes, Bullock, monsters. So basically, we see Mooney being pursued by a cop car, and then she gets into a game of chicken with the cop car. And then we get.
I thought this was a pretty cool car chase.
It was. And then we got an awesome moment ending the car chase here, where we have Butch Gilzine with a Gatling gun. Basically, he fires on the bus.
You don't like the guitar. I like the guitar.
No. This guitar was fine. The previous guitar was the one I had problems with. It's not the same guitar.
I'm just gonna let that go. I'm just gonna shelf that.
I think if they put this one in with the previous one, I would have liked it a lot better. I actually would have.
Okay, well, I don't even, I know it's different, but I don't see that much of a difference. But we got no time. We have no time.
Anyway, so Gilzine with the Gatling, and then we have Penguin's awesome reveal. He just walks out from behind Gilzine. It looks a really cool shot of him walking there. He thinks he's tough talking Strange. Oh, Professor Strange, you did something really bad to me.
Oh God, it's totally the same thing as Deadpool with Francis. Oh, Francis!
Now, if I were 200 pounds or 200-pound sack of a-holes, where would I be? Named Francis, where would I be? Anyway, so then we had the Fish Mooney reveal back from the grave, and the Penguin's like, that's impossible. And again, it's consistent with Penguin's thing of he's not believing in the impossible. He refuses to believe that's going to maybe shape for next season. She says nothing's impossible, touches him, and he gets knocked out. Again, she doesn't. I always expected her to do something horrible to the Penguin, try to kill him or something, but nothing.
Yeah, it was weird, that whole moment. This moment doesn't play that well for me.
This is what I'm saying. This is what I mean by she does nothing. She gets out of there, and again, her two big motivators from the first season does nothing with them.
Yeah, exactly.
She doesn't get revenge on the Penguin, and she looks at Gilzine. She gives him a wink, which is nice, but then Gilzine runs away. Butch, why would you run away? You love Butch.
Which I didn't understand that. I guess maybe the only thing I could read that as is Butch is just oh no, this doesn't make any sense. I'm getting out of here. I maybe his mind can't comprehend it, but I agree with you. It doesn't make a whole ton of sense.
And then Moon just disappears, and so she's pointless in the end there. So Jay Pinkerton just wanted to I want to say, hey, I was in 2 seasons of Gotham, and I did very little in the second season. Anyway, he might. I know the exact reason why she came back for this too. It's kind of a bad reason. because Will Smith's going to be in Suicide Squad, they says, I'm going to be in a DC
Oh,
show.
Jesus Christ. Okay, I like Jada Pinkett Smith as an actress. Let's not get started on her outside of acting shit.
Yeah, that's
All
the thing.
right?
She's really
Let's
opinionated.
not get started on that.
Anyway, let's see. Go to moving forward here. I think we're at tail end here. What's going on?
Oh, my husband didn't get nominated for a mediocre
let's
movie
now-
that nobody
you're-
saw, so
you're-
I'm
you're-
gonna.
You're
I'm
talking
gonna
about.
call.
You're talking about it.
I know. Anyways.
Okay, let's see. So again, no reaction, no response at all. Everyone flees. Bullock handles things. Jim and Bruce have a really nice bit where he says he's going after Lee. He'll be gone for a while, and he'll try and stay in contact. So keep a look out on Bullock for me. I think he's got things handled here.
I don't want the Celtic farewell from Bullock.
Yeah, say goodbye. Do me a favor, Bruce. Say goodbye to Bullock for me. I don't want the Celtic farewell. Really nice bit again between the two of those guys. And again, I like it's kind of like a final. It's kind of like
I really like the moment where it's like they don't even like shake hands or anything. They just kind of give each other a silent look.
And again, it feels very kind of classic Batman Gordon.
Oh, absolutely. And then Selena has a nice line to end on. She's like, chocolates. Girls like chocolates.
That was nice. Again, they kind of sell you a little bit at the end here, but again, I'm not crazy about taking Gordon out of the equation like that.
Well, I think between seasons we're gonna get all that, and I think by the time, look, the only reason Tompkins was written out of the season was because she was pregnant.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty sure that by the time there's going to be a time jump in between seasons, and Tompkins going to be back, and Gordon's going to be working for the GCPD.
I tell you what I think it is. I think my only gripe with it is again because he's wearing the GCPD jacket. I just wish they just had like a quick little line like before he goes, like just toss him his badge or something. That's what I really wish they did. If they could have just. That would have been perfect. Again, I understand he's going to find Lee. That's what he wanted to do. That's what he's learned from Strange. That completes his arc. That's perfectly fine. Just give him his badge back, would you? Anyway, so
Alfred's like, now there's a man who has his priorities straight.
So again, it's like he's gonna be hammering in the Bruce's head years down the line. Good message.
Do you think Alfred, in the back of his mind, is like, damn, I was actually hoping he'd not go after Tompkins, so I would have a shot at her.
Well, no, he says like, hey, it's a good move because she was a good woman.
Yeah. You're right.
Okay, let's see. This is a great outfit. Taste of the outfit. I know
yeah, this is like genuine. This is one of the best Catwoman bits here. So Alfred's just like, well, Master Bruce, it seems like this is the end of your adventures with the police. And, oh God,
which is a great
typical in a fun way. Like Bruce is just like, oh no, Alfred, there's a secret council. And as soon as he says secret council, Alfred's face is just like he's got like a big bandage on the side of his cheek. Yeah. Like he's all bloodied up. He's like, oh bloody hell.
It's classic Alfred.
Yeah, Bruce is just like, it's them that want to be dead. We're so close, Alfred. We're so close. Oh, bloody hell. He just gives Selena a look. Selena's just like, don't look at me.
And again, they're all on good terms. So, I mean, the whole Selena Alfred debacle has finally come full circle.
Oh, I know, but he does give her a look. It's like, oh, what did you tell him? Oh, God, she's just like, I didn't tell him. I didn't put this idea in his head.
Really nice thing. I just love the tone of that. He's like, hey, we're still on another adventure.
I do. Yeah, that was fun. That was fun.
It's so, and again, it's set up for the Court of Owls, which is psyching me out of my mind. Let's see. Ending here. Oh, this I did like. I do like this setup for season 3. I do like this.
Okay, so we have a Celtic farewell from Harvey.
Oh, sorry, yeah, before I'm jumping in, sorry.
Oh, yeah, don't jump over that, sir.
All right, there is a nice kind of Celtic farewell here. Well, Jim, monsters are on the loose. And again, this is a sweet moment between these two guys. There's Gordon putting all his faith in Bull, because he has faith in his friend here. Saying, Jim, but there are monsters on the loose. Gotham needs people to protect it. You got this, Bullock. Believe me, you got this.
Mm-hmm.
And
Bullock, maybe get a haircut. You're the boss now.
I think traditionally Bullock has short hair in the gun. That'd be kind of neat to see for a change.
I want to see him with a clean-shaven face.
That's also so. Bullock's been clean-shaven before. It's not out of the realm of possibility. At the very least, he has stubble. So, I mean, give him, just kind of shaved down stubble.
Sure. Yeah. Okay. And then this is one thing that I was kind of like, why did Jim have to do this?
Yeah, this was mean.
It's kind of just mean. It's just kind of like Ashton Kutcher playing a punk. You know what I mean?
This bugged me.
It so bothered me too. I mean, we don't have a lot of time to rip on it, but it's just like Gordon, that.
I don't. What do you think it was? Do you think it's just like, oh, this is gonna be funny?
I'll tell you what it is. We learned from the Azrael episode, the second part of the Azrael episode, the episode 20. We learned he loves stealing cop cars.
Oh God! So he's just driving away in Bullock's car, and Bullock's realizing.
So he's just waiting for that one day in Batman Begins where he can drive the Batmobile, but he can't get there yet.
Oh no!
So see, Jim,
That's my car, Jim. That's my car.
Gordon actually has a rare form of vehicular kleptomania. That's why he was actually.
I believe Mr. Toad also has that.
Okay. Anyways, so point is, Gordon drives away. It's a little fun bullets. But Jim,
I mean, like I said, the only way I can excuse it is I'm just picturing Gordon like driving away, just going like classic like Kevin Smith style like.
Okay. Anyway, so. Yeah, but so like up saying, but Jim, that's my car. My lunch was in there, Jim.
Oh God!
And again, then the reveal is that it's actually still Carlo Gordon. He's eating.
Yes. That'd be great.
He's saying, "Oh, what's Bullock got in here? Okay, yeah, little Hostess donuts, hooray!
Oh God!
little Hostess donuts and a thermos full of coffee. It's exactly what I wanted.
Oh God!
And a milkshake.
Congratulations, you just gave me my ending line of the episode.
Anyway, so then the big ending here is a good setup for season 3. We see a homeless woman. We see a kindly homeless woman. She thinks like, oh my God, it's an overturned bus. These poor people. She opens the latch and she's horrified by what she sees. It's really traumatizing to see from her POV and kind of like shadowed and kind of we don't get a good look at any of these guys. You see, kind of
no, we don't.
It's shocking. Their deformities. A lot of them are obscured in some way, but we hear this is great. We see the silhouettes and in the robe and everything, and we hear the laugh of Jerome, which is cool.
That's cool.
And we see the last image. This is a cool way to go out. I got if they're going the direction I think they're going.
It's definitely a what the fuck ending, but I like it. I'm down for it.
It's we see a long-haired Bruce Wayne. I love the way it's shot. Though it's shot really well. It's a great note to end on. Him politely saying to her again, long hair. Yeah, it looks good on this kid in this shot for this version of it. I think it is. Long-haired Bruce Wayne says, "Thank you."
Oh yeah.
And there's your ending.
Okay, so tell me what the fuck that Bruce Wayne thing is.
Okay, so it could be one of two things. The main, if it relates to the Court of Owls. I mean, it's kind of a spoiler for Court of Owls. You sure you want me to tell you? Or
Yeah, tell me.
Okay, in Court of Owls, and Scott Snyder's famous for doing these things where he kind of really does a gutsy thing with Batman, but he keeps it strategically. He allows it to be like you could write it off if you wanted to. Like it's like the thing's not fully confirmed, but it's a big idea of the whole thing. Mm-hmm. Where the first story did Court of Owls, it's you find out Bruce Wayne secretly has a brother.
Oh, okay.
So whether this is like kind of an artificial,
so it's like a twin brother kind of situation, then.
I mean, it wasn't a twin in the comics. He looks similar to him, but here they might be going the twin direction. So it basically Wayne. I'll tell you that more in like a season 3 spec thing. But let's just say it's like. Either the Court of Owls has had Hugo Strange engineer this kid to look like Bruce Wayne for like if they ever wanted to take over Gotham, they would have the Wayne heir. Or again, maybe Hugo Strange just didn't as often because he liked the kid. I don't know. But anyway, seriously though, it might be the Court of Owls strategic. They want Bruce Wayne as like an heir that they can use like an identical and kill the original like they were going to. That's why they said kill the Wayne boy.
Right.
He's in our clutch. Just might as well kill him because we have plans with this kid. Or again, it's just like this kid becomes one of the leaders of the Court of Owls in the comics. So again, that's
okay. So I mean, there's a lot to speculate on and not a lot of time.
But let me just break down the characters we're going to see. Can we speculate on that at least? Just let me tell you who we're getting next season.
I guess I don't think we're going to have time to kind of go through each of the characters we already have and be like, oh, Gordon's doing this, Bruce is doing this.
Just here's what to expect with season. A little glimpse of what to expect. So season 3, here's what we know. It's been confirmed that we're definitely going to get more Court of Owls.
Which, I mean, that's fairly obvious. They set that up really well. So
we are definitely getting the Mad Hatter's going to have a big part. He was set up in the season.
He better.
Yeah, but Mad Hatter's going to be he's going to be kind of it looks like he's going to be kind of the Jerome of next season.
Okay, well, I hope he has more than 3 episodes.
You know what I mean? I think he's going to be like kind of the big one with an impact. I would guess. He's going to. The point is, Mad Hatter seems like he's going to be a big deal. It's my guess.
We'll see.
I say that because also his henchmen are going to be in there, Tweedledee and Tweedledum.
Right, I heard that. That's fun.
Now this one's kind of a weird one. It fits with the monster thing. I'm surprised it does because Arrow also did this. I don't know how the rights thing works, but Solomon Grundy, who was a zombie villain,
Okay.
which with our undead monsters, works.
Yeah. That works.
And again, this one isn't confirmed, but it's been just given the ending we just had. Again, Jerome's a pretty safe bet, I'd say.
I would say so.
And
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to that because again, he has a laugh, and it's a question of like, will he have the same state of mind? Will he be even more twisted coming out? I'm looking forward to that.
Also, another question is, can the writers actually justify bringing him back? Like, don't get me wrong, I'm excited to see him, but he ended on such a perfect note when he went out of the show. So
I'm not going to bore you. I'm not going to bore you with the recent shakeups. That's really a really interesting term that they revealed today about the Joker in the comics. But maybe I'll tell you off camera or something.
Okay.
But the thing with the Joker, I mean, I think Scott Snyder's definitely gotten into it. Again, Court of Owls, Scott Snyder, not a big leap there, is that he's kind of played with the idea of the Joker's kind of immortal. So the idea of like the original Joker being around while other Jokers are being influenced. It's not. I'm saying they could make it into something interesting. Let's not rule it out. But then again, the show, as we've seen in this episode, they kind of dropped the ball in a lot of ways. So
yeah.
we should keep our expectations guarded. But again, let's not. Again, Jerome could still be interesting and still have a purpose.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Okay, anything else to spec on? I mean, like I said, it's like we could spend an hour, and we probably will spend an hour, like, breaking down each character and what they're going to do, but we don't have time to do that
I don't think we have time to spec any further, but...
fair enough.
Yeah, I guess we should get in the final thoughts, though.
Yeah, you go first, because I'm going to go grab a prop, so go first with your final thoughts.
All right. So, folks, this episode, again, it was a letdown. The previous episode was a fantastic setup, but again, as we went over it, the middle chunk of this episode is where like a lot of the really great stuff was. Strange and Gordon's conversation is absolutely my favorite part. Really, do what I was hoping the show was going to do, get into Gordon's head, get to know his character a little bit more. But it really impressed me is that it kind of contained the ideas in the other episodes that we're finally. Again, we're finally coming full circle with these ideas. We're finally getting to a place where, okay, so now the whole season is making a lot more narrative sense, and Strange's actions were explained with the whole Court of Owls connection, which was cool. And then, again, with the whole Jim Gordon thing, he's progressing as a character. He's learning from his fault. It's getting me excited for seeing his progression in Season 3. Maybe we get some a little closer to his state of Commissioner Gordon as we know him usually.
Right.
One is this episode again. That moment was good. Enigma was right on the money. Had a lot of good stuff in the middle there.
Yeah, I mean, just kind of my thoughts on the season as a whole. I mean, we've kind of aired out like this episode. It's got some good stuff. Kind of a mess in the first act and the third act. The middle's really good, but my thoughts on the season as a whole is that I do think they did a good job with a lot of the thematic stuff they had going on. Like I said, the whole monsters are coming thing was kind of pulled together really well throughout the course of the season. Gordon's kind of grappling with his morality was handled well. Bullock kind of, transforming from the reluctant kind of guy who's bending the rules to the guy who's kind of having to enforce the rules. That was all good. Bruce Wayne had some good. So overall, I do think this season was an improvement over season 1.
It was. I think early on with the Jerome stuff, they were getting. I think vision.
I think this season peaked early because I think you and I can both agree Last Laugh was the best episode.
I remember going on from the beginning that the first batch of episodes, the first 3, maybe 4 and 5 onward. I think 5 is the one where we got the Court of Owls set up, the whole Gates of Gotham thing. So
right.
I think from that point forward, we had a really great kind of cinematic. I know the Jerome stuff was very cinematic, and I was praising that early on, saying, "Oh my God, it's being presented very well. They definitely stepped up their game from the first season, and it's more cohesive story." And it did falter in places during this season, but overall, I mean, again, Starra really strong. You're right, kind of peaked with Jerome in terms of style and kind of just being on the money is great stuff.
I think the Galavan storyline felt like it was dragging its feet a little bit, and I don't necessarily think Galavan should have been the main, the guy who was kind of like the head of the first half of the season. I thought that was a little bit of a mistake. Don't get me wrong, he was fine. I just don't necessarily think he had the presence necessary to carry, if we're comparing Galavan to the Penguin's Umbrella arc in the first half of season 1. There's no comparison. The Penguin's umbrella is a lot better. But
I mean, look, Gallivan, I think that Gallivan's main problem is that he went on too long without knowing anything about the guy. They stretched it too long without knowing what the main plan was.
And that's exactly what my problem with Gallivan was. Yeah.
And also, like, from the get-go, he had a really bad – his plan had a big really obvious flaw in it from the get-go, is that no matter he kept the mayor alive, but he's just going to run for mayor. Why not? Again, believe me, I love Richard Kahn as mayor. I'm glad he didn't get killed off. But, I mean, why?
Because that would be killing off Bing Bong again.
As I'm saying, if it's easy enough to just run for mayor and become mayor, why just have the whole thing where you're the mayor is recommending me, sending basically he's listening to my ideas. I'm going to be acting. Basically, he was the acting mayor while the mayor was on vacation. That was the cover story. Just why not
right
kill him and keep it that way? I don't know.
Yeah. Well, regardless, I do think the one thing I will give this season for sure is that I think it did a much better job of making sure that every individual character had a storyline that kind of carried through the season. And yeah, I think that was kind of the big strength over season 1 in my opinion.
Because last season we just had kind of like 3 through lines. It was just kind of the Wayne murder. It was Wayne murder, Penguin's rise, and there was Wayne murder, Penguin's rise.
I actually think the Penguin's rise storyline was probably stronger than anything we got in this season, but I think this season delivered a more cohesive whole overall. You know what I mean?
You're right, man. This one, it had, you're right, though. It was more interconnected story this season. Last season, I'm saying it was just kind of those 3 things just kind of spliced.
Season 1 definitely had a lot more kind of case of the week stories that didn't really go anywhere.
Yeah, it was usually like kind of the mob meets the Wayne case meets Penguin's rise. Those were the kind of the 3 stories that kind of like fed into each other. And then this season, again, it was like going for like a grander story, which I got to give it props for. But again, at times they faltered in the middle onward. But again, in places when they got it right, Tiki, they got it so right. They did.
And let's not, and I guess kind of the final thing, BlueDragonFive. Hugo Strange, he might have had like a rough last 10 minutes of the season, but oh my God, I made the
MVP of the season, folks. MVP.
Yeah, I made the bold statement that I legitimately think BD Wong as Hugo Strange is one of the best performances of a Batman villain I've ever seen on screen, and I stand by that. I mean, he is just like. Absolutely, he just embodies the character in a way I've never seen with a comic book character. He embodies the character in the same way that J.K. Simmons embodies J. Jonah Jameson. It's that good.
For the first live action interpretation of Hugo Strange, you got it just so perfect.
It's perfect. Yeah, it's totally. It's literally what I dreamed of. BlueDragonFive.
Yeah, I mean, our most valuable players here, folks. It was Hugo Strange and also Paul Rubens as Elijah Van Dahl.
Can't forget about him. Yeah.
I mean, those 2 were the strongest elements. Again, overall, season 2 superior to season 1, but again, season 1's finale, though, I mean, still didn't trump the season 1 finale.
Yeah, I agree. Okay, so take us out.
So remember, should I do it as the other Jim Gordon?
Sure.
So remember, kids, none are out dark and scary the world may be right now. Wait 1 second, I'm going to take a drink.
Oh, God.
There'll always be light. There'll always be light.
Until next time, we go exploring Gotham yet again. I'm driving off with Bullock's car. Ooh, I wonder what's in Bullock's lunch.
What's in the bag?
Oh, it's little Hostess Donuts. Hooray!